Welcome to the morning show with EVH. I've got my hat on backward because I'm feeling cool. I think maybe these things are going to be stuck in my ears properly for a little while. So I feel confident enough to introduce you to my co-host. When I say co-host, there's an S on the end. It's hard to say co-hosts.
It's like saying wasps.
Wasps. I'll introduce you to my co-hosts. Autumn Fisher is one of my co-hosts.
Hello.
Hello, Autumn Fisher. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Bring your A game today?
I brought my A game, a B game.
I'm feeling rather demanding.
My E game.
We only want your A game here.
Oh, okay.
Leave the D game for like Friday. So,
Sorry, that made that sexual in my head.
the reason we have a co-host means we have more than one. You can turn this music, slowly and gently down.
I was enjoying it being in the
I enjoy
background
it
for
too.
the intro.
So do I.
That was
I
fun.
like it. I like it. Just right there, right? That's right.
Sure.
Oh,
He's a man of extremes.
Not my
this
show.
Dr.
It's
X.
up to you, man.
He's a man of extremes, this Dr. X. He only knows foot to the floor or nothing. Neutral. Michael Albanese is
That's
a
me.
friend of mine who's in show business.
Yeah.
And he is one of our co-hosts as well.
Thank you. I will not do the S game.
Well, you refuse to do the S game.
It's hurting my ears. I don't want to hurt my own ears. That'd be silly.
And, of course, over there playing music extremely loud, Dr. X, ladies and gentlemen. And you just can't know who he is because he's a mysterious dude. And ever since, what happens to a guy like me, I mean, you're on a show that's famous for so long, and then all of a sudden, bam, you get the boot. Yeah, you got a lot of friends over there, right? But they don't want others to know that they're associating with you. There can be some downside.
Demerits.
Yeah, demerits. And speaking of demerits, I think I want to do this right now. I have not.
Wait.
Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait.
You know what? I honestly, that was not a
BS.
That was the
I
cutest.
was waiting. I was ready to go. Dr. X can be introduced before me. No big deal.
Yeah,
But
no.
it just didn't happen at all.
I apologize to you. You are a founding member of this team, and
I
Dr. X
understand that
should
I
have-
bailed on last show, but that wasn't my fault. That was Time Warner's fault, and
Yeah.
they're the worst. And as soon as they merge with Comcast, it's going to be one of the greatest shitty internet and cable providers the country's ever seen.
Do we have a breaking news sounder?
Breaking news. We have that one news sounder. It kind of provides
Give
for
me
everything.
something newsy.
Nice.
I saw in Atlanta Google fiber technicians installing already.
Really?
Wow.
Well, I don't know. It was fiber technicians. I'm assuming it's Google because I just made that decision that it's.
I don't think that they've actually. I don't think that they've actually officially told the city that we're in.
I think that either way, I saw people putting fiber cables, and according to me, that's Google.
Well, you're all very positive.
You know what they
And,
want? They
ahead.
want cities that are going to be completely submissive to them. That's pretty much it. Like, hey, this city will do this, so let us do whatever
Atlanta
we want.
is run by also run by Xfinity. It's Comcast.
Right.
So
Well, no, they
and
can't.
recently Comcast decided to throttle all of their internet usage unless you go through their Xfinity portal.
Well, right, yeah, that's the problem. That's why people are afraid because they're afraid.
And the
that,
FCC said, no problem, guys. You go ahead and monopolize your own customers.
I think that's kind of up in the air because we can talk about that
already been
because
shut
people
down.
actually, they have a monopoly, but we have other ways. A lot of people are getting on the internet through their smartphones. So you don't necessarily have to have that. There is competition on other ends. But what people are worried about with Comcast taking over Time Warner is the fact that Comcast has their own Netflix-like service, and so. People are worried that they would throttle back the Netflix. So
That's what they did.
Looks kind of crappy, and then their service looks better.
Yeah, if you go through their portal to whatever they offer, it's unlimited internet. But if you could try to download Netflix on your own,
Yeah.
you're being throttled.
Well, I
and
know,
you're
but I
gonna
mean,
get charged more. It's
the
insane.
spotlight is on them on that, and it's not going to work with Netflix because Netflix just came to a deal with Comcast and is paying them a little bit of money. So it's they'll.
Because the FCC came to
Well,
they
it's
turned down their.
it's more complicated than that. It's a server
I
situation.
need names and doctors and court cases.
It's a server situation that people do pay for in other times as well. You're paying, for there to constantly be traffic for you. But Netflix is an unbelievable amount of the traffic on the internet in prime time. I can't remember the number. It's something like 30% of what's going on at 8 p.m. on the internet is Netflix. So they're becoming so big that you can't really throttle them back without getting, the wrath of hell from your own customers. I mean, if you pay money to Comcast, you're paying money for the internet. If you then buy Netflix, you can go back to Comcast and say, this is BS. I'm paying for an open line here, and then I want Netflix. So that's a whole different thing.
I want to get fired up over that, but the truth is I don't even use Netflix. Like House of Cards, for example, I'm watching on movie4k.to, so I'm ripping Netflix off.
Yeah,
wow.
you rip everybody off. Yeah.
I watched Wolf of Wall Street in my living room the other day.
I watched
Was
Gravity
it good
in
quality
our
screener, or was it one of the handheld?
No, it was decent quality. It wasn't HD. It was like widescreen SD, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was good enough.
We got screeners.
A lot of the Oscar nominees, you get the screeners come out, so those always leak.
Yeah.
It's a good
I
time
know.
to
I
watch
didn't get to see
movies.
Anchorman.
I got.
Because I
I don't
couldn't
think you
find a good
missed.
screener.
Don't think you missed much there, to be honest with you.
No.
But
I thought it was hilarious.
really, I
Yeah.
mean, I hadn't seen it, so I can't judge
Yeah.
it. But well,
You just did.
no, I'm
You
saying.
didn't miss much. Did you see it? Nope.
I said I was
Court cases, or it didn't happen.
I was saying that the reviews were mixed. They didn't do, and
Yeah.
it didn't do for all the hype that they, with him showing up everywhere. Really, I think it didn't do any better than second.
It sold a few Dodge Durangos, though.
Yeah, it
Those
sold
were
a
funny
lot
commercials,
of
though.
Dodge Durangos.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know what I was going to say, but the board of demerits
Yes, let's
has
see.
been left, sort of fallow for a while because
Well, you haven't been
I don't like.
cursing.
I do want to see.
I
Michael
added
was
some
at
points.
20.
You could probably put me down for solid 40 at this point. I dropped a few F-bombs on the last show.
Let's go 50.
You
You've got me very tense on yesterday's show.
You got me questioning things that I want to consider are correct. Go put me down for 60.
That's in your own mind.
'Cause I
That's
think-
in your own mind.
Yeah.
Don't fool yourself. I'm putting Autumn all the way back down to 5 because she's not only pregnant, she is cute. She's adorable. She's, I don't know. I just think generally, don't you think, Michael, that she's a very positive, she's more positive than the two of us, certainly. And Greg, don't even think about it.
Just because she's got a pretty smile and blonde hair doesn't mean she's nice.
That's
you know
true.
what? I didn't think about the pretty blonde and pretty smile and blonde hair.
I'll
Let's
start
go
making
down,
an ugly face.
Let's go down to 0.
So hold on.
No.
You
No.
miss a
Yeah,
day
that-
of work and you
No.
get all of your demerits lost?
That's true. I have missed many days.
Hey, I almost missed
Can't
a
do
day.
that. That giggle that she did was repulsive. I think
know,
she
I tried
needs
to
have
be-
at least 2.
I think Greg deserves 5 for making fun of
Stop,
Autumn.
that's
our
3.
Poor, our poor pregnant Autumn.
Okay. I'm going to give Autumn the 3, but I
Okay.
am going to add 5 to Greg for complaining about Autumn, who is
Yeah.
adorable.
Oh, Greg.
Hey, I'm on her side. I'm her greatest ally on that show.
Yeah, sometimes you are.
Oh, that show? Like it's
Sometimes.
not
You have to
yours?
wait till it's dry.
It's
not a-
it's the morning show with Eric Von Hessler.
Good call. We are all replaceable, just so we.
And I had 2 here for some reason. I'm putting that to 0. I'm obviously the machine that makes this thing go. So, Greg is now at 75.
Woo,
Not
Yeah.
a democracy.
Michael has 50
It's an
demerits.
oligarchy, we decided.
Autumn has 3. No, and I got to give Autumn 2 more to back up to 5 because she
Why?
still insists on saying oligarchy when it's oligarchy. So,
It is not
5.
oligarchy.
I was watching PBS NewsHour last
Were
night,
they-
and
were
they
they-
referred to it as an oligarchy. I think they know more
Did
than
you,
you
did
do.
you used to play Oli Oli Oxenfree as a kid?
I did, as a matter of fact. And I'm going to give the guest 10.
You were allowed to say Oli Oli Oxenfree back then because there wasn't color television and nobody knew
Yes.
better.
It's an ah sound. Allah.
I'm going with PBS.
I'm looking at
Because how
Miriam
could
Allah,
PBS be
don't get
wrong?
into the Muslim stuff. All right, the guest has nothing. I'm giving the guest 10. I don't even know who the next guest is, but the next guest walks in,
That's right.
10 demerits down.
You know, if we talk about Robert Kelly being our last guest, I mean, he did say the N word quite a bit.
Yes, he did.
So he could
But it
have
was
10
very.
points.
It was.
It was appropriate.
Yeah, right over there, big guy.
Just keep
Having
talking.
trouble.
No, nothing going on over here. Just keep on talking.
Having some trouble putting the
No,
board
Yeah, but
away.
it was very poignant use of the word.
It was appropriate, but just for fun.
Only barely.
There we go.
Ollie, yeah, I don't think. Here's why I don't care how you pronounce that word. I'll never use it ever in my life.
Right, no,
You started
why?
it. You
Sure,
used it
you
for
were
I
you
know.
brought it to the
I
show.
only did it to feed
were
the
the
machine.
expert,
I
No,
thought.
I was.
All right, keep on talking because I got to do something here in order to make this board of demerits stay up
It's
there.
fine. Leave it there.
You think it's okay?
Yes.
I mean, I feel
Yes.
so. I mean, people
This is
will look at
this
it.
is a
People-
what,
yeah.
is this a video show first or is it a
It's
radio show
it's a
first?
radio. It's whatever it is. I don't know what the hell it is.
I'm
It's a
not sure either.
podcast, I
There you
guess, is
go.
what it is, which would
There
be
you go,
audio.
big
more
But
than-
guy.
it's not a video podcast, right?
It's
So
not.
a-
It's a pod. I mean, it's a podcast that you can watch the video.
Sure.
And we do good job because we don't do that thing where you get that store security cam just
Hey.
looking down at us. We actually look into the cameras and address you. Hey.
Shanzing film sign is not on. I'm watching the
Oh,
stream.
very good. Yeah, I
Ah.
forgot
Turn
to
that
do
on now.
Talk
And
amongst
I-
yourselves.
What an idiot. What kind of idiot doesn't turn on the Shanzing film sign? Is that demerits? Even though I did
It's
something
for
good, I
you.
want
You have
demerits
demerits for saying idiot.
It would be a demerit for me because I'm now responsible.
No. But I was trying to point it out and be helpful. But I also wanted to get some demerits because I thought maybe you'd take some away, and I didn't want that to happen.
No, you know what? I put the damn demerit board back up. It stands where it stands for now. I'm not going to turn around and do it again. Did you guys notice my pool? I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but it's gone from complete swamp to an absolute beautiful pool. And
a chlorine nightmare.
And you know what? Michael was looking at the pool and he said to me, "Well, did you put all new water in? This is the same water." And he was looking at me like, I would never swim in there because I saw what that water looked like before. And
I never said I wouldn't swim in there. I just said
that look.
Like, you
didn't trust the water.
My looks.
You looked at the water like, I don't trust that water.
Did you read my palms too?
But it turns out, because we couldn't quite figure out how do you do that? Like, just how does it shock to become beautiful like that?
I've seen enough documentaries and movies and TV shows about how they clean water for city consumption.
Yes.
Sure.
It's not a guy shows up in a pickup truck, he has a couple of nets and some tablets, and all of a sudden you can put your body into it.
Well, here's
That's not how it works.
Here's the thing. This is what we didn't count on, and we what really is true is if you walk out there's a large filter, huge, and all that gunk is now into that filter, which will now have to be. So it is actually filtered.
So you mean
out.
that guy didn't finish his job?
He did finish his job. That
He should've
guy,
cleaned the filter.
my man Justin, fan of this show, fan of you,
What
fan of me.
company does he work for?
It's his company, as a matter of fact.
Justin Pools.
All good pools, not Justin Pools. All good. And by the way, this guy got in touch with me over a year ago to let me know that I was his inspiration to leave his job, start a company. And back then, he got in touch with me over a year ago, and I already had a pool service that, I didn't want.
Was it that long ago? It was obvious to people listening that you didn't want to do your job.
What do you mean?
A year ago?
Yeah.
A year ago, you inspired him to leave his job. Was it that
While
obvious
you were
on the
still
other
at your
show
Oh,
that you were ready to get out?
I'm not going to get stuck like this guy. So, no, I think it was my entrepreneurial rantings that, I don't know, Michael, if you realize this or not, but really, if you think about it, you cannot say America without saying Eric. Just put that in your pipe. Can you
Is that
say
the name
America?
of the show?
Can you say America without saying Michael? Oh, yes, you can. But you cannot say America without saying Eric. There's something special in that. So I wanted to tell you that. I didn't think of it at the time. But it's
Hold
all
on.
been-
Give me 1 second while I wake up and get the crusties out of my eyes after you just said that. How long have you been told that? Was that what your mom told you when you were
I
a
was
kid?
it was gonna be one of my.
Is that what your mom told you when you dropped out of high school? Hey,
Hey,
nobody needs
You got
10th
this.
grade, but listen, you are America.
I remember my mom saying
he
a
did
couple.
dole out great advice about dropping out of college too.
Yes.
That's what Eric likes to do. Hey, I did it. You should do it.
Yeah, I convinced Greg to not stay in college, and look at him now.
Do you regret it, Greg?
No, I don't regret it. Even if my life is in shambles as it is, it'd be even worse off if I did continue in college because.
What would you be?
Yeah, what was your degree going to be in?
Oh, the degree was in journalism. That's not. I just chose it. It's like, yeah, this is fine.
That profession doesn't even exist anymore.
Right.
What are you
really.
gonna do? Go get a job at the newspaper opening up in your town?
Hey, the
That's-
creative
that's-
loafing. That's hard-hitting journalism there.
I love all the people spending all the money for their journalism degree, and the people becoming superstars with no degree and a blog.
Yeah, and a YouTube page.
And YouTube page and
Yeah.
everything, and that's the way that it should be. So I was right to tell him to not continue.
You were right.
It depends on your
That's my
degree.
point.
right?
And if you talk about
It's
things that
unpaid.
my mom said to me, there are a few things that stand out in my life that she said to me. One of them was
You're
when I was
adopted.
about 12 years old.
Yeah.
I was 12. No, I was probably at 13 or 14.
She said,
The
she was giving you a bath, and she said, "Oh, you are a boy."
The zits were out of control. 13, 14 years old. And I'm brushing my hair one day in the bathroom. And I don't know, somehow it comes up about dating girls or whatever. My mom says, got to be honest with you, I don't think that's going to happen for a while.
Whoa. Wow.
Amazing.
And she was correct. I was looking in the mirror at the time, and it hurt, but she was correct.
Wow.
We didn't have the Accutanes back then. And another thing she said to me once was that all English men from England, are gay. And I challenged that. And I asked her, I said, well, what about the fact that they still have children? Yeah. So, they must still be doing it because they're still procreating. And she waited a moment, and she said, they do that for the Queen. Because the Queen demands that.
Did she mean that?
Sounds like she did.
That's crazy.
That's
Oh,
pretty
she was
awesome.
drunk at the time. I don't know. Maybe she was being
That
sarcastic.
is insanity.
What else did she tell me? She told me once that I couldn't fool her walking in the house high anymore. That's a whole different thing. I don't want to go down that because that got ugly.
I got pimples in elementary school, and people thought I had chicken pox. They're like, "Don't touch her; she has chicken pox." I don't have chicken pox. I just had my period in 3rd grade.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God!
I know.
That means it's going to shut down by the time you're 34.
That's what I was afraid.
That's why you're having the kid
That's why
now.
I gotta get it in.
Oh
now.
yeah. Oh, Travis, oh boy, your next 10 years are going to be wonderful.
Poor Travis. So
That
he was
thing
saying
shuts down.
the other day, we were talking like, how many kids are we gonna have? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're thinking, we don't know. I mean, we've always said 2.
You want at least 2, right?
Yeah, you want to try, but
You want they can keep each other company.
yeah. So and
true.
I mean, my parents love the shit out of me, and sometimes it's real. Oh,
That really
no.
wasn't necessary. That was a gratuitous shit.
I don't
I didn't say
honest.
fuck.
No,
I
that was
wouldn't
very
say-
illustrative.
They love the hell out of you.
They love the hell out of me. They're super supportive, but
They're always
because
trying
I'm
to
their,
exercise her.
they're exercising me.
Yeah. The demons, the hell. All right.
Oh,
Enough
the
with
hell
me.
out of me.
I'm
That's
done.
right.
I'm done for a second.
Jesus.
You guys are doing another show today?
Yeah.
But
Because they love the hell out of you.
yeah, because they love the hell out of me, that means I am their only focus. So sometimes
It
it's
gets become a little much.
the love is too much love,
Suffocating.
and it's suffocating.
Suffocating
Even though
love.
it's amazing to have it, it's also like, all right,
Yeah.
I love you too.
Please. Don't call me for 15 hours.
Right.
Once.
But so Travis and I were talking about this, and I was saying that he was saying maybe you should just not be pregnant for a while because he misses his like drinking buddy.
Right.
You know.
But you know, the real truth is if you're only going to have 2,
Yeah.
knock them out quick.
Right.
Knock them out quick because then they'll be close in age. And honestly, I'm not being joking here. They occupy each other.
Sure.
You know, there's somebody to play with. They fight and stuff and everything like that. And also you got your parents who are you can just dump them on them anytime. Anytime they're going to be there
that's the
for you
truth.
to dump them on. So
So
I
that's
would,
the good thing about being an only child too.
Yeah, don't
you know?
stretch it out. Don't stretch it out. I would put maybe a year between the 2
Yeah.
at most. Well, it would end up being maybe like 2 years once you had the second child. But
But that's tough
enough.
to have a 2-year-old and an infant, right?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
the thing is when they're 17 and 15, you're looking at an empty house. You know,
they're
together.
fighting like cats
You know.
and dogs.
I've got one that's 29 and one that's 16.
Yeah.
You
Do they
know.
get along? Do they play together?
They
ever?
love each other. Yeah, absolutely. They get along great.
That's a big gap, though.
It's a big gap.
They
I
have
would- so I would-
sing-alongs. I've come by and they're singing, playing guitar together.
Yes,
Aw.
they're
And,
quite good.
I want to be
Make
a
me
part
feel
of that.
inferior because I have no musical talent at all.
That's not true. You played the trumpet in elementary school.
No, saxophone in middle school.
Sorry.
Get it right, Eric. Demerits.
I was so close. All right.
I
Write
couldn't
down
buzz
the
my
demerits
lips.
and I'll
The
do them
trumpet
later.
was out.
What?
You have to buzz your lips. You have to buzz your lips at different frequency playing the trumpet or any kind of brass instrument. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I played the trumpet in middle school, and I got duped by my parents because they told me, because I wanted to play drums, and they told me, no, like there's so many people that want to play drums, they only let people with straight A's play drums.
Oh, that's so smart.
Not because they were trying to get me to get my grades up. They just knew I wasn't going to get straight A's,
That's
and
right.
they didn't want me to play the drums, so they played me like a trumpet. They played
Yeah.
me like a goddamn trumpet.
Well, yeah, the drums can be annoying. And I guess now you can start kids off with things where they put earbuds in and just smacking a pad. It's not. But in the old days, when you had a little drummer in your house, it was just unbearable. And let me
Yeah.
tell you something. The trumpet. My oldest played the trumpet for a little while out in California when he was about 12 years old. That's pretty damn annoying too, because nobody starts out good. So
No,
you know you may become good, but you're
You might
listening
be a
to
piano prodigy,
Yeah.
or you might be like a
Yeah.
chess prodigy, but there's no trumpet or
Yeah.
saxophone prodigy. It's just a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
shit.
Or violin's another one. Everybody
Oh.
starts out scratching to the
yeah.
point where you just want to die. My oldest didn't keep on with the trumpet, but then later on he picked up the guitar by himself, became quite good at it. My youngest started playing saxophone when he was about 7 or 8 years old, and started picking up a bunch of other instruments along the way. So they
But
sound
you
quite
get
good
those
together.
you get those guys and girls sometimes who think that the upright bass is a smart instrument to play, and try lugging that around. You ever see people that doesn't fit in a car?
Right.
The case has one wheel on it. It's got a unicycle that attaches to it, and you have to push it around. And sure, maybe it's fun to play, and you get to keep the beat and the time, and you keep everyone else on track. But
Yeah.
they have to regret it. They're too stubborn to admit. I should have chosen at least the cello. It'd been easier to transport.
A
But
tuba as well is a little difficult to
Ooh,
lug
the
around.
harp. The harp
Yeah.
is like you're schlepping around a piano, basically.
I wish that I was forced to play viola. Viola.
What is a viola?
It's like a thick. It's like a real thick violin.
So does it have richer?
It
It has richer
It's got
tones.
a big stuck on it.
Yeah, it's
giant
big rich
balls.
Mm,
What?
I was excuse me.
Yeah, no,
as I come out of my reverie, does it have a richer sound because
I
it's
wish. I guess I
Yeah,
don't know.
deeper?
The only reason I wish is because I feel like that was an easy transition to guitar, and that's the
Yeah.
only. That's I have very few regrets in my life, and one of them is that I don't know how to play guitar.
me
better.
too.
I wish I knew how to play guitar.
I
I'm
live
a
through my kids
badass.
because they play and they jam together. They're quite good. I think have I told this story on the air or in my basement or whatever we are. That when I was 17 years old, I went and down the street and I bought a guitar, an acoustic guitar for $100, and I'd always wanted to play guitar. You know, I always loved music. So I get the guitar. I bought a $100 guitar and a book. A guitar, learn how to play guitar book. This is the one thing I knew it was going to take a long time. I didn't think I'd pick it up and immediately know how to do it. I did not count on the pain in my fingers.
In your fingers.
So I get this thing home, $100, 20 minutes. My fingers hurt. I put it down, never pick it up again.
Yeah.
Gave it to a friend. It turned into a dobro.
See, I picked up the drums when I was in just before high school. I got a set of drums that my uncle.
So you do play
donated.
drums?
I do play drums, and I played drums since middle school.
Oh, you mentioned being in a band. Is that what you did?
Yeah, I played in a band for a while, and but we the reason I wanted to play I decided to play the drums was because my dad was and still is an amazing guitar player, and like when I was a kid, I wanted to be in a band with my dad. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'll play drums for my
Cute.
dad.
Yeah.
And I think maybe once or twice we ever jammed together. And
were you just not up to his speed and he
no,
was
it just
frustrated?
never really
or-
happened.
Okay.
I guess I don't know.
Well, you guys need to make that happen.
Because as soon as he got really into building a recording studio in
Right.
the basement and putting it together and getting people over, it was I had already moved out.
Right.
Moved out
So
of the
your
house.
dad's a genuine
So my
musician.
drums were down there,
Right.
and other people were playing them, but just not me. And I played once or twice over the years, moving back or when I'd come back to visit.
So your dad's a genuine musician.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Well, then if we do a live show, I want you two to play together. Would you do that?
Yeah.
Would he be willing to do that?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well,
We'll see.
Are you
I'll
guys
ask him.
estranged?
Like the
Do
house
you
I
owe
just
him
don't
money?
know. I don't want to speak for him. But I don't know.
They
the last
becoming the
time
house band at that point,
What?
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
or a
this-
live show, like on stage. They
Yeah.
are the house band.
The house band. It'll be like the White Stripes, except just two guys, dad on
maybe.
guitar and
that's
his
it.
son on drums.
I'll sing on it. I'll sing.
No, Autumn can
Pops and
sing.
son.
Maybe we'll do a little White Stripes action. That'd
Yeah,
be fun.
Autumn can sing.
That'd be
I
fun.
can play bass.
Hey, look!
Look what's
Jerry
happening
Payne
right now.
We'll cut it out. Dr. X plays bass.
You didn't say his name.
No, I kind of.
You're talking about something else.
Dr. X plays bass. You play drums. Your dad plays guitar. She can sing. I'm sure your dad can sing as well. You might be able to sing as well.
This sounds like the worst idea.
No, this is great. This is
It
great.
could go really bad or really well.
This is like those cartoons where all the characters in the
I don't-
cartoon
I
have
play
a band
drums.
for no reason.
I don't have drums anymore. I had to sell them a while back to.
I thought they were. But your dad, he can't provide some.
He doesn't have. Those were my drums, and I've since sold them to pay
I
bills.
know people with drums.
Can you, can
We
you
can get some
beatbox?
drums up there.
No, I could not beatbox.
So, that's.
We
I'm
should
looking
play one
forward
of my
to
band's awesome songs.
that. What was the name of
Yeah,
your
what's
band?
the name?
Forever from now. Whoa,
Whoa.
best name ever.
Maybe that's the name of our show.
Do you want to know the origins of the name? I'll tell you.
Forever from
We were
now.
trying.
What are you telling me? There's a story behind.
We were
this.
trying to come up with a name in our rehearsal space back in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, yeah.
circa mid 2000s, and we were
Very
ta-
inspired by Creed.
As we
who
were
was-
talking about the names, we were talking about oh well, maybe we could put an album out, and then someone went, "Man, that'll be forever from now." We all went, "Wait a minute."
That's it.
It's incredible though, is because
How old were you?
I mean, mid 20s.
Okay.
23 to 26, maybe.
A few years ago, 4 or 5 years
not
ago.
too long ago. But what was incredible is that, and I knew it at the time, but our other two guys in the band were so better than me, and
yeah.
I was just struggling hard to keep up with them. And when we started recording, all these crazy time signatures started happening. I was like, man. And now
Yeah.
today, I could be perfect with it. It'd
Yeah.
be a perfect fit. But back then, I was like, man, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
You know, drummers in bands, man, they get replaced so much, so often.
Absolutely.
You know, so my favorite drummer joke is Bobby Brabant told me this joke once. One time, my friend Bobby Brabant told something like 25 drummer jokes in a row, and they were all hilarious. And the only one that I remember is, what does a drummer say when he steps up to the mic?
What?
Would you like fries with that?
Bam.
So
Zing.
drummers are easily.
Do you want to let's plug in? Do you want me to play a song here from back?
a little? Yeah,
we'll just play a little taste. We'll
Wait,
play a
now
little
first
taste.
I want to hear.
We'll set it up.
I
You
want to
can
hear a
set it
little
up.
more setup here, a little more
Yeah,
story.
sure.
So, did you record down there in your space?
No,
or
we
did
went to a studio. And
you
we
went to a
actually-
studio,
we
paid some
mastered
money,
it.
and
one of these songs actually got played on the radio a little bit, which was
Really?
interesting.
what radio was that?
You don't remember this.
I call this radio.
It's
So
one
it's
of those.
it's an elastic
no, it was
term.
FM, I think.
Oh,
It's been a while. I can't remember. We had a lot of hits on our MySpace page.
He's on album 88.
No,
he
it was
was
in
down
Orlando.
It was in Orlando. So has anybody?
Forever from now. I feel like that's what they're
Pretty
going to sound
close.
like. Yeah.
So
It's us.
It's you. I'm sorry. You and your.
And so
band.
what's it?
Before you go on, and I want to ask. I want to interview you. I want to interview you as the member of this
Hold on,
band.
Was this in
what's
Union
going
Park,
on?
Florida?
No, it's just in Orlando.
Oh, you have some imposters.
Or it might be the same one. Let me see.
It's got to be. Who else is called Forever from Now?
Can you,
Well, careful. You can,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
pull some of
Yeah,
that
that's
stuff
us.
up.
That's us.
Okay. So
it might have been. I don't know, man.
So
I'm in there. You can see some photos of me and old band pics that are pretty
So
impressive.
excited.
you go, you pay somebody, you get a producer, you record. How many tracks do you record?
We had 4 or 5 track
Okay.
album, like EP, and then
All right.
we were about to record our LP,
Your full album,
And,
your masterpiece.
and then we didn't.
It's
What,
unfortunate.
what happened?
We recorded the demos and never got into the studio.
Who wrote the songs?
It was our singer Robbie, who is amazing, one of the best piano players and like.
Is he
musicians
still
I
in
know.
band? Is he?
No, but he's at Berklee School of Music now. He's
Okay.
continuing to pursue music as a
Okay,
full-time.
now
he's amazing.
So, because
Super
I'm
cool guy.
fascinated by these stories because
Yeah.
there are so many bands that start up, and
yeah.
I mean,
And
it's just-
we thought. We were like we went hard, like trying to make it. We had
Yeah.
a van. We were packing trailer. Like
Yeah.
we knew what we were doing.
But you know what? They all do that. I mean,
Yeah.
all bands start that way.
was
So how
awesome.
do you know which ones are actually going to
Exactly,
move on
yeah.
and be around 10, 15 years later and doing something? I love bands in the embryonic stage. I love this whole period of time because you're in there, you're recording, you believe in it. You've got some visions of grandeur that like this will happen. If you could point to one or two other bands that were sort of guides to you, what do you think what would they be?
I mean, we were
Your
kinda,
sound.
We started off like a little bit more of like a harder kind of rock, but like with a different. With again, the time signatures were all sometimes a little bit weird, and then we moved into more of like a math rocky kind of sound. I would say, yeah.
All right, well let's pick out what you would call what was the one
This
that
was
played
the
on the
one.
radio.
This is the one that I think we got the most.
Got some
heat on,
radio
which is
play.
Great.
So excited.
What got the most
Why
clicks
you
on
so
MySpace?
excited?
It's fun to hear. Let's hear.
All right, here we go. I have my volume all the way up, so you can. All right, this one's called "When the World Sees Orange."
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Atlanta premiere.
Of Forever No More. Uh-oh.
Whoa!
Plugged in well?
I don't know. Oh, is this about to fail? Are we about to be?
No, maybe it's
fail?
in a weird.
Let's try it again.
Try it again.
That's the sound. That's their sound. Distortion.
we-
Heavy
we-
on distortion.
It might be my thing here. Oh,
Maybe you want to
man.
pull. Maybe you want to pull down from being all the way up.
No, that's not. I think it's my.
Are you in the right hole?
Oh wait!
Ooh.
Wow,
Hey,
aggressive.
she said to Travis, because I told you not to go near that one.
Don't go in that.
No, I
hole.
think
You know
it's
what?
my
Well,
connection.
you know what? Why don't you
It looks
It's
loose.
my
Can you-
connection.
can
It's been
you-
happening lately.
Can
on my
you send
computer.
it
Yeah,
to
I'll
me
send
on?
you it.
No, send it to Eric Von Radio at Gmail, and
yeah.
he'll pick it up.
Okay, we'll get back to
Well,
that
eventually-
later.
I was in a band. I can fill time with the band story.
In
Oh,
the
yeah?
meantime,
I
I
don't-
found some great pictures of
Don't you
Mike
wanna-
from those days.
Oh, really? Hold on. Wait. What was your band? What, I don't remember your. I've known you since you were
Hey
19.
guys, I was in a band too, huh?
Tell
Hey,
us about it, Greg.
I'm here.
Boo.
You know that?
I'm here. I know you're here.
The Dirty Socks in 8th grade, and that's not a lie. We thought that was
Yeah.
a brilliant
Dirty
name.
sucks. I like that.
Dirty sucks.
And what did you play? What were you playing?
Look, we had a drummer, we had a guitar player. I played the bass. We had one amp. We had 3 practices and one song. Some song about Mary Poppins dying.
Yeah. Did you write it?
Yeah, I did. The lyrics went, Mary Poppins, my friend, she broke her neck. We laughed at her when she hit the street. I think the idea was she was flying on her umbrella
yes.
and fell. And then she fell in front of us and we laughed.
She had a dive bomb and hit you right in front of you. Like somehow her
We watched
umbrella
her
didn't work.
head- We watched her head roll down the street. Her body lay still underneath a tree. Poor Mary Poppins, what bad luck.
It was bad luck.
How did it go though? You're just saying it. How,
But hold on,
Yeah,
not only,
that
hold on a
song
second.
go?
Hold on a second here. Hold on. Not only it was bad luck because not only did she crash, but she was beheaded in this crash, and it rolled down the street.
And that was before it became a fad to behead people. It was
Yeah.
ahead of the time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, how did it go? What was the beat like? How did it sing a little?
I can't
You don't
sing.
have
I
to
was
sing, but
singer.
give us some meter. Give us some.
Mary Poppins, my friend, she broke her neck. We laughed at her when she hit the street. We watched her head roll down the street. Her body lay still underneath the tree. I think it was something like that.
Good.
You know what's hilarious is I guarantee you. Have you ever met Greg's parents?
No, I haven't.
I guarantee you that probably his parents never knew this was going on. I was over at his house, his parents' house once.
Not in the least.
A
I had
few
no
years
clue.
ago. This was years ago. This was maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. I was at your house in the backyard, and it was some kind of barbecue-y thing going on. And his dad told me the story that Greg had told me that he got, I think in his senior year, what was the award you got? Most humorous or something like that?
I really fooled everyone, wittiest, but all I did was just screw with people, and I would do that thing where you trip on purpose in the middle of the hall. And,
Well, you had a lot of
I fell out of
pratfalls.
a tree into a bush.
Right. So he got the wittiest award at the senior, whatever they do in senior. So his father is telling me that about this happening, that his wife told him, Greg's mom told him, you need to take next Tuesday off or whatever from work because it's going to be a surprise. Greg doesn't know he's going to win this award, but they've gotten in touch with us, and the parents have to be there. And he said he got the day off, and they went, and Greg got the award. And then when he was done telling me the story, his dad looked at me and said, I couldn't understand it at all because I never saw the kid being funny or humorous once in the house. The whole time he was growing up, it didn't occur to me that he was actually funny at all. So Greg had this life going where he was being so funny at school that he was getting awards, and his dad was completely shocked when he got the news. He told me, he said, my son?
Right.
I
never.
still don't tell them anything. They know
That's what I was
now
going to
that
say.
I'm-
You still
that
seem
I'm-
very disconnected from your parents.
Well, no, I get along with them. We have a good relationship. But
Yeah.
even now, they ask me, I'm dating Jessica. How's Jessica doing? Fine.
Right.
You like her? Yeah, I guess so. I will not
Said her
go
name.
into
I feel like
detail.
this is the first time we've talked about
He's
her.
saying her name,
Oh,
huh?
my
Look at that. This
goodness.
is where things are moving on, right? We're
Yeah.
I slipped up. I'm dating that girl.
Dr. Y. Nurse Y. Nurse Y.
She could be a doctor.
She could be a doctor.
How
You're right.
dare you.
Calm down, pregnant lady.
Yeah. That's like that old question. A father and son
Right.
were in a car accident, and they took them both to the hospital. And the doctor said, "I can't operate on this kid. He's my son." How could that be? Because people already assume
I fell
that
for
the
that. I was
doctor's-
like, oh man, maybe
man.
it's a
When did you fall for it?
priest.
Did you fall for it in the 60s when they didn't? I mean,
I'm
female
just
doctors.
not clever enough, I guess. Like I just couldn't figure it out. It was embarrassing. I was like, oh, duh.
All those riddles are like that. You get the answer
Yeah.
and go, "Oh Jesus, what am I, a moron?"
Come on, that was
Yeah.
pretty simple.
Yeah.
You want some Forever From Now?
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's go back now to Michael Albanese's rock and roll outfit, "Forever From Now," and this is called again.
When the world sees orange. You can turn it up a little bit, big guy.
Rock. It's rock and roll. Hey.
You gotta wait till the
boy.
chorus when it gets real good.
I can feel it coming, man.
Sounds pretty angsty.
It was.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
So, what is the?
But it's to the chorus.
That was.
I know. Well, okay, so,
Yeah. So, what does that
Pull
mean?
it down
for
beneath.
the-
Pull it down beneath us a little bit as we speak over it. So,
Okay.
why will we run when the whole world sees
Right.
orange?
I mean, I don't know. Could you imagine if you saw everything turn orange? Fucking run, dude.
First thing I would do is just run like hell.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, I could be like Mr. Critic about it, but I won't be because it's
There's,
awesome.
It gets pretty good.
No, it's. I like the fact that his lips are moving as he listens to it.
I think this should be the official theme song of the show. His breakdown is pretty sexy. I'm not gonna lie.
When the whole world sees orange.
That was me.
Like, oh, look out. Listen to that production. Ooh, it's a little Pink Floyd action.
Oh, uh-oh. Got a
Yeah.
little growly
It just
there.
got weird.
Uh-oh. Mike's back there. What kind of drummer were you?
Yeah.
High or this time?
I was in the pocket, baby, and trying to keep up desperately.
Wow.
Uh-oh, no.
So,
Wait.
All right,
Here it comes. Yeah.
I love it. Forever.
Yeah. Was there? Did you guys have to figure out how you're gonna say orange? Because it could be like orange or orange or orange.
I think it started off with let's try to write a song where we can rhyme orange. And
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Good work.
We will run.
Well, maybe we can get to. I think this new band that we put together. I'm going to call it Forever No More. This new band that we put together, I think, is going to rock as well.
If you want to hear the progression of the band, you could go. I just sent you a link. I think it's "I'll Tell the World" or "Weather the Weather."
Now, is this a year later or 6 months later?
A year or two later.
It's like daisy chains and lollipops.
What's the name of the song again?
Well, it depends. Did you get the link there, big guy?
Yeah, man.
Maybe go try "Weather the Weather" or what is this one?
Weather.
Yeah, you could do this one.
It teaches you how to
same
spell.
Song, isn't it? I'll tell the world.
No, go to "The Only Road." This one's pretty sweet.
The Only Road.
It's a long song. It's 6.5 minutes.
Well, we're not gonna,
my
Wow,
God.
what a
You have to
filler.
crank it too because it's just a demo.
Now, if Greg talks right now, everyone's eardrums are going to
All right.
shatter.
Don't talk. Shut up, Greg. Yeah.
Now, mind you, this was a demo, so everything it's a little bit choppy, but
don't get
a
all
little underproduced.
Yeah, that's all right. Oh, this is I like that. Building it up. You got the brushes going?
No, it's just straight sticks.
Yeah,
I'm a man.
Snare.
Wait, it's
How long
kicking
is this
in.
intro?
Yeah, I mean, we already.
There's some really good piano work in here. You know what? I'm proud of it because this is
You
good.
should be proud of it.
I thought you said you did not play viola.
We got a new guitar player for this,
Oh.
and the solo in here is still one of the best guitar solos I think I've ever heard.
It sounds a little incubus-y now.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. You're
There's
part
a
of
part
the
where it
incubi.
goes to like a 7/8, and then it goes back and forth a little bit. I struggled hard.
I'll bet you did. So you were just tired and left the band.
No, this is right around the time when I decided to. Once this broke off is when I left my job. My fiance and I split up, and then I quit everything and decided to do comedy.
Get out of it. All right, well, I love it. We can't listen to the whole thing, but is there...
because the record label is probably owns it at this point.
Yeah. What we could do, though, is perhaps we'll link to these pages I've linked.
It's also on MySpace.
Oh, hey, they still exist. Bands love MySpace. All right, turn this on.
Oh, you don't want to hear the guitar? All right, fine.
No, I
Don't
do.
hear
I
the
do if you
solo,
isolate
whatever.
it, but I don't want to wait
All
4
right,
minutes,
I'll
4
isolate
minutes
it, yeah.
for it. I mean,
Greg, you still with us, buddy?
hey, Greg,
Yeah.
you there?
Yeah.
What's your review of the band?
Look, the band,
It can't be good when you
it
say
has the
look.
sound, all that music. Like I first got into alternative radio in the early 2000s. That's what the music sounded like. So if I'm not going to be a smartass or snarky, I think it
you
fits
can be snarky,
perfectly
I don't
with what
care.
the music was at the time.
Yeah, there was no reason. I mean,
I don't-
there were
I don't
songs
hear
that
much
sounded just like that
Did you
playing on the
start?
radio.
Did you start in radio in 2004, 2005? Because that's when that was recorded.
I started 2000. Got on the air. The Buzz? That was 2001. Autumn, you help me
Okay.
here.
I
so
know. I
that's
thought it was
kinda the
yeah,
same.
2001,
Ish.
2000.
I mean, it's like those bands Trapped and Trust Company. And I don't hear the difference. It's just those bands were picked to be the popular ones.
Something's playing that shouldn't be. Okay.
I don't think your mic's on, Dr.
Unbelievable.
X.
This guy. He's too busy.
Well, he's trying to make the
I
show
was
better.
going to say next.
So you said it sounded just like all the other crap you heard in the early 2000s. Basically, what you were
but that
saying
was-
to Michael.
That was the popular crap. So if you're starting a band, like, hey, what can we do to make it? Why not mimic?
Well, there you go. And they don't
No.
necessarily. Hey, look, after the Beatles, a lot of bands sounded like the Beatles. After this, it's a natural thing. The thing about rock and roll is it's an art form where it builds and progresses. Every band sounds a little bit like the 3 or 4 or 5 bands that they love smushed together, and that's how it grows. It's I can't think of the phrase, but there's a right phrase for it that I'm not thinking of. But that's the idea of rock and roll. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's driving and crying songs, build a fire, play smoking in the boys' room right after you play that one. I mean, there's a lot of influences, and that's what rock and roll is all about. So there you go, Craig. You really brought us down. We were rocking and we were rolling.
I brought you down.
I thought Michael's band was going to be the next Creed. But I think that they would have
I
been.
think that's insulting
Fuck
Why
you
is it
very much.
insulting? They make. Hey,
because Creed is terrible.
terribly
Creed made
rich.
a lot of money.
That's
I was
fine,
really
but
rich.
they're terrible.
I was
Also-
one of the only people in high school because that's when they were like hot. That
And
was
you were in
like,
Florida. They're from
fuck
that area,
Creed.
too.
No, I went to high school in Gwinnett.
Oh, okay.
You did? Where'd you go?
Collins Hill. Rip.
Oh,
202.
South Gwinnett.
Bored.
Yeah. Bored.
That's where what's his name from 30 Rock went,
Oh, right.
or something like that. Doesn't matter.
Did he?
Hey, the fat one from Varsity Blues went to my high school.
Hey.
Oh, what was
now
his
he's
name?
skinny.
Yeah, that's why
Ron
he doesn't-
Lester.
that's why he
I
doesn't
spit on
Ron
his bagels.
Lester.
And now
That's
he's
my claim.
now he's
I
skinny and
spit
he,
all over
he doesn't
bagels.
get work.
Ron Lester, who once said to me at the height of when he came into the show, and he was very popular at the time, I said something to him, and I don't know how he took it, but he turned to me and he said, "Look, I am the most down to earth celebrity you'll ever meet."
Ooh.
And then he turned to Fraser. Where are the bagels? I thought they're going to be bagels here. Oh, Virgin Murray, excuse me, for
Yeah.
fans of the show.
Yeah.
Where are the bagels? I thought they're going to be bagels. And then I was sent to go get the bagels, and I spit all over him and watched him eat my saliva.
Oh, you with the spitting on food when you don't like people.
Good thing I
It's
was never
gotta
a server.
Did you really spit on them?
He spit
Yeah, I
on
spit
those.
on them.
He
It was
spitted.
rude. It's
he-
one thing you can come in and say, "Hey, I thought they're gonna be bagels." I really one anyway. Who cares if there aren't bagels? But
Yeah.
if you want them, I thought they're gonna be bagels. Hey, man. No, he demanded them.
Yeah.
Where
so,
are the bagels? I thought they're gonna be bagels. You said there's gonna be bagels here. Where are they?
so you decided to deliver justice
I did
through your
deliver
saliva.
justice.
Saliva justice.
Saliva justice.
I used to work with her she was a traffic girl. in Providence,
I'd like
Rhode
to think
Island.
that was the beginning of his dive into the suicide attempt.
Did he have a suicide attempt?
Yeah, he did.
No. Well, don't be a
Greg,
you're
cavalier.
letting us down.
Don't be a cavalier about that.
No,
I
he
didn't
might
know
be
that.
cavalier because it was all staged. He never wanted to kill himself. He was losing his fame.
Yeah.
And he probably was depressed because you make comments like, "I'm the most down-to-earth celebrity you ever meet." But I think he just wanted to get back in the spotlight. If you look
Yeah.
into the details, it wasn't a real suicide attempt.
Okay. Well, I'll
It was
trust-
something like, "I had a handle of wild turkey and I drank a lot and I had a gun and I thought about it."
Okay. Okay. Who hasn't done that? I mean, am I alone?
Right.
I think his biggest mistake, this Ron Lester, he was the big fat kid in Varsity Blues, and then a comedy that came out right after that, not a teen movie or something like that. He was in that. He was on a bit of a roll with that character look, and then he got the stomach surgery and decided, and he was better looking, and he was
Probably healthier.
healthier. But as soon as he did that, I thought, okay, now you jump into a pool of 9 billion other people who are good-looking, adequate actors. You had a look. It would be like Michael shaving his beard for one little role for one check.
Which I will do if anyone's listening.
It's got to be big enough. But I mean,
Yeah,
you
I've already
when you
turned
walk
down
in with
stuff.
that beard, maybe there's a lot of roles that you're immediately discounted for. But there's certain roles that you jump into a much smaller pool of
Absolutely.
potential
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
and
definitely.
by getting that weight surgery, that was the worst thing for him. He should have waited till he was in his 30s.
Well, look, here's the thing. Do you want to die by 30 or do you just want to not get a lot of roles by the time you're 30?
Right,
Let's
right.
be honest.
I better be famous and die young.
I think he was in his 30s by the
So
time
now
he got
what do
that.
you-
He was
now
born
what
in
are you gonna try to
70, so
do?
10 years ago he was in his 30s.
Oh, right. Okay. So he would.
So
I
he
don't know
was
how old he
playing
was
high
when I
school
met him.
students like they all do at a later age.
I met him while we were making that wonderful film, The Greenskeeper. That's when I met him.
Oh, right. It's a wonderful film.
It is
Hey,
a wonderful film.
2010, The Fat Boy Chronicles. He was in it. I wonder if he gained the weight back.
Ooh, maybe he did.
Hey.
Or maybe he played the father.
No, he was the doctor. Jimmy Winterpock, an obese high school student who deals with bullying and tries to lose weight. And
Oh,
he
you
plays
know
the doctor.
what? That is, you know why he's in that? Because that's out of Georgia. That was written by somebody that my wife knows, who's an author. And what's it called again? The Fat Kid Chronicles?
Fat Boy Chronicles.
Fat Boy Chronicles. I know about this thing. I haven't seen the movie, but it's a local Atlanta author who wrote that book, and then it was picked up by a lot of school libraries, and then it was turned into a film. So there's a little whole Georgia connection there. So I have no idea if it's a good movie or not. So what else? We've
Probably
covered we've covered everything. So I'm going to tell you before we get to news. Should we do a little bit of news?
Sure.
First, I'll do a little Patreon, then we'll do a little bit of news. Go to Patreon. Give me my Patreon music, please. Hey, 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 do you want to help be part of this show? Do you want to be a member of our team? Yes, you do. You know, go to patreon.com. Look for Eric Von Radio. And you can sign up at different levels. $10, $25, $50, $100 a month, and you'll get different things and perks and deals that come your way. It's fun. It's good. It's a blast. Come on. Join our team today. Go to patreon.com. Hey, 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 hey. And Autumn would like to tell you that what you can do.
The only one who never had a band.
I'm the only one who never had a band, but I was a freak.
That was freestyling.
You
just
know,
now.
I was a freestyle rapper for a good number of years in the ATL. Autumn, tell people how else they can help us with your Amazon banner and whatnot.
Yeah, if you go onto ericvonradio.com, you can click through our Amazon link. And then after you do that, you can always bookmark it, so then you can always just go back to it. You don't have to come back to our site every single time.
That's right.
And just buy what you normally would. All of your cigarettes and your books.
Do you like
Cigarettes on
Cigarettes
Amazon.
and books.
Cigarettes and books. Your eyeglass holders, your
Yes.
cell phone cases, water bottles, etc. And we get just a little bit of kickback for that, and we really appreciate it.
No skin off your back
That's
or your
right.
nose or whatever that phrase is.
No skin off your face.
No tar off your lungs for
That's
those.
right. When you're buying your cigarettes and your books, think of us. That's all we ask.
That's right. Go to our ericvonradio.com, click through the Amazon link. You'll help
Eric
us out.
Von Radio and on any of your
I say
RSS
that?
feeds, your iTunes, we're in there. So go ahead
Everything's
and
there.
find us. And on the Amazon thing, we were wondering if they have a lot of sex products, and I don't know if we were able to find anything that you wouldn't find in Spencer's Gifts. But one of our listeners / viewers got in touch with me and let me know that her boyfriend bought a whole bunch of condoms.
I
from
saw that.
Amazon.com.
I wasn't going to talk about it because I thought maybe we should stop revealing what people are buying. They're going to stop buying it.
Let's say her name.
I know. But yeah, they bought condoms.
I don't think condoms
What
are
are
all that
condoms?
controversial.
What are condoms?
What are the names of your children? I'd like to know if you're asking me that
Here you
question.
go.
What
The
was
new-
that, Greg?
The newcomer strap-on dong kit with silicone dong.
Silicone dong.
That's a
It's
Five-
$20.94. Usually $60.
Quite a
Great
deal.
Great deal.
quite a deal. So what's the? Give me the thumbnail on that. What's the little thumbnail?
It's
description?
in a box. So they don't show the actual product. They show the box, and it's got a man lying on the stomach of his lady, and she's got the strap-on on. So you can see the product. It's
Wait,
there. It's not
Oh,
a
I'm
she
problem.
not
has
understa-
the strap on.
I'm not understanding. What's going on here? What's this for?
This is a newcomer strap-on dong kit.
Okay, but
With
who?
Is it
silicone
spelled
dong.
CUMMER?
No.
I'm not
no.
quite
They're classy, man.
I'm not quite understanding what you're supposed to do with this.
It's a strap-on.
Strap on for her,
She's wearing it.
Or
and he's-
whoever.
He's just staring at her longingly in the eyes.
and what's he gonna do now
He's going
He's
to get
gonna
it
let
up
her
the
have
butt.
his way. I mean, have her way.
with him
Yes.
from behind in the service entrance?
Sure.
There's a prostate up there. You got to milk it.
Why won't you just be gay? Come on! And you tell me that guy walks around telling his buddies, "I'm not gay. I just let my wife me up the but I'm straight as can be."
Has anybody ever
Whoa.
gotten a little digit up the butt though?
Whoa.
Because guys like that.
You're suggesting
Some guys
that,
like that.
little-
I'm suggesting
we're
that
not we're not having this.
No.
conversation.
I think it'll
It's
be
not
more fun than our
happening.
last discussion and debate.
I have a name. I have
a doctor?
and I have video evidence.
Well, I know it happens in porn.
Just here, pass out my cell phone. You can
Everything
see all
happens
of it.
in porn. But that's a little. Am I wrong? Is that a little gay to have a
No,
woman
absolutely not.
take you from the behind?
No,
Hey,
only
do you know
for,
what-
only
do
if
you
you're
know what I
not
just
confident
remembered?
in your own self.
I have this Amazon Prime account, and I share it
Being serious.
with my sister.
Yeah.
So that means the recently viewed items is going to pop up when she goes on to watch something. Can you delete that?
Yeah, I'm sure you can, but she'll just think he's in New York City. You know, things get crazy up there. They're a little
Great.
experimental. I'm not trying to be cavalier here, and I use that word a lot, I realize. But honestly, that's not gay.
It if you think it is, that's up to
Well,
you.
but what's
no,
the difference
not,
if a guy does it than if a girl does it?
It's not
it's
gay.
glorious?
Huh?
It's a woman.
It's nothing gay.
You can't see that.
Just because
you got,
something's up
you got your
butt
eyes at the
doesn't mean you're
wall.
gay.
Yeah.
Hold
Actually,
on.
this is why we practice yoga, so that we can actually watch her get the ditch. No,
Yeah. What if you could give yourself oral pleasure? Is
Well,
that
that'd
gay?
be different.
Is
No.
that gay?
Well, if I'm on
That's kinda
if I'm on a
gay.
deserted island,
It's
I
a
gotta
guy's
do gotta
mouth.
Well, then
service
you're
myself.
gay, right?
No,
according to your concept.
No, because that falls into the
No,
category
'cause
of
it's me.
masturbation.
Yeah, but you still
you
have a
can
dick
say
in your
that
mouth.
if you touch that thing, you're gay. I mean, you can take
Exactly,
it that far.
exactly. No, it's absolutely.
But
I
being-
stand firmly 100% that a guy receiving any
I'm
type
not putting
of
you on the spot.
backside pleasure from a female is there's nothing
Okay, I'm
gay
not putting you
about
on the spot. I'm just interested.
I'm telling you right
I
You're
see what you mean.
interested.
No,
I'm
huh?
interested in why it's not gay. It just
Well, I
seems
think-
like
Not attracted. You don't have to be automatically attracted to
Just
men
because you
if
have-
something's in your butt. It's not like,
Just
oh, I
because you
love
have-
it.
Right, that's true. Right. Yeah, it
makes
depends on what
sense.
your definition of gay is, right? Because if gay to you means sex with a man, maybe it's just about loving another man.
Are you gay when you defecate?
that's going the other way.
Well, still,
Is it?
at some point, it's in the same exact spot.
I have to take this call real quick.
Okay.
Very important.
Oh, suddenly he has to leave. And we were going to ask him more questions about his behind and his lady. Dr. X, you appear to be somebody who's perhaps
No, I did.
dabbled in this.
It's I've never had a girl say, "Would you like a finger in your ass?"
Well,
Because
hey, demerits.
Demerits.
My goodness gracious.
but I mean, how would you even ask for that? I have a hard enough time asking for a blowjob.
Oh,
Can we use the term Hummer? We're talking about very.
it's all right. It's the internet.
I guess my thing is the definition of pain would be the same, no matter if it was a guy or some woman
Okay, that's pain.
strapping on.
I don't think it's painful.
I no, it could be. I guess if you don't know what
How
you're doing,
Could
but
it not be?
Yeah.
How,
that's,
how
that's
could it
it's
not
so
be
far
painful?
away from gay pain.
Well,
Yeah.
I know, I get that, but I just find it. Okay, here's what I'm saying.
You gotta. Well,
Here's what I'm saying. If you blindfolded the dude, and we were talking, please let the children walk to another room now. We're talking about sort of doggy style.
Uh-huh.
So if you blindfolded a dude who is into this, his girl taking him that way, and you switched out the real thing at the last second, if he doesn't know
Right.
that it's a guy, he's getting the same pleasure, right?
Right.
So why does knowing it's a guy why is that suddenly not pleasurable?
Because he's
That's
not
social.
gay.
No,
That's
it's
why.
social.
I don't understand what you're
it's
saying.
social. He doesn't want to be known as gay, but he's still
No.
getting the same
but
pleasure that a
couldn't
gay
he-
man
There's
gets.
so many
No.
more levels to this. It's not just having sex.
It's not about just
with
sex.
the man. You love other men. You
Well, you
like
love other
cuddling
women.
with them
You love,
and holding
you know.
hands with them and being intimate and sharing things with them. There's
Right.
a whole other realm to
You're
this. You
attracted
just have
to men.
something up your ass.
Yeah.
I would think it would sound a little different too. I mean, a guy grunting behind.
Is that how
doesn't
it's done?
sound like my girlfriend.
But no, and also,
What I miss? Something gay?
There's a difference.
There's an argument.
There's a difference between there's a certain percentage of men that like a little digit up the
Yeah,
butthole
I don't fall into
while
that
getting like a
category.
blowjob
Have
or
you ever
something.
had it?
I'm just saying, hold on, and then it's an even smaller percentage of men that probably like to get really reamed
Yeah.
up the butt with a strap on. You know what I mean? Like
And
that's
we
a different.
usually call those men gay.
No, but so
No, you
like
do.
you said, I think
No,
you're
I'm
thinking
genuinely
about just
trying
sex.
to. You're so judgy.
I'm kidding.
You're judging me, Michael. I'm a very open-minded
Court
person.
case or it didn't happen.
I would not pass any
I'm
laws
just
to
gonna start
keep.
screaming that every time you disagree with
Just
anything.
trying to understand the soul. When you this is what you missed, okay? And this is what I said, okay?
Sorry, I apologize.
So I'm saying that's all right. So if the guy, if it's doggy style and he's looking at a wall, right? He's not looking. He doesn't have a mirror. He's not looking back, and he enjoys his woman strapping that on and going deep, right? Okay. If at the last second you swapped out and put the real thing there, but he
then
didn't.
break up with your wife.
But he didn't know. No, but he didn't know. This is like a taster's
Yes.
coffee test. So he didn't know. He does not know that swap out
Okay,
happened.
okay.
And his thing feels exactly like that fake thing. All right. As long as he doesn't know, he is going to derive the same amount of pleasure.
Okay.
So just if you tell him it's a guy, he's going to suddenly not be having that pleasure because
So okay.
that's a social thing.
Then every man is
No.
gay. Every man is gay because if you're in a dark room and a hot chick goes, "I'm going to give you a blowjob,"
Right.
and then the lights turn off and a dude blows you, you're going to like it because you think it's a girl.
right.
And if you stop liking it, that your argument is. It doesn't
But
make
it's
sense.
No,
not.
because, hold on.
But that's not part. That's part of both gay sex and heterosexual sex anyway.
Think about
Well,
what
I
if-
guess the other one is too. If you
I think
look
you're
at porn.
making it. I don't think it's
I'm
a valid
trying to
argument in
understand.
general. I don't
yeah,
think it's
because
a valid
the lights were off and I was just having sex with Travis, and then the lights
Are the
came
lights
on.
always off when you have sex
Always.
with Travis?
Oh my
What's
gosh.
going on?
I don't want him to
Especially
see
now.
this.
Oy.
No, I'm just kidding. So listen. So like if I think that it's him, and then the lights go off, and they come on, and it's somebody else, then I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this is terrible, right?
Right.
So it's the same thing. I don't want anyone but my wife doing me like this because this
Exactly.
is our sex. This is what we do.
I'm just saying. I think that's a person. If it's really slam at home time, not like little.
No.
If it's
Yeah.
really slam at home time, I think. I mean, I'm talking all the runt and the grunt.
That's your porn
all the
that you
way.
make. Slam
boom,
at home
boom,
time.
Boom, bam, boom. Beyond blood. If we get that far, I think that guy could be talked into it. That's all
I
I'm
think
saying.
you need to have more of an open mind and more of a gaping asshole.
I also
You
think
once called me a gaping asshole.
Did
so.
I really?
it's usually it's,
I've called you some strange things, but I don't think I've ever used gaping asshole.
Dr. X.
it's the guys who are into being dominated. They go to
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
it SDN? What is
Whoa,
that?
whoa.
That's-
What is the point?
Uh-oh.
You suggesting that makes them gay because they like
No,
being
no. I'm
dominated?
saying those are the types who would be into it.
Right.
Eric is obviously not someone who wants.
I don't like pain.
Anything-
to me,
anything at all,
I
though.
never got that whole pain pleasure
Maybe
thing.
I'm from a whole different
No, you're not.
generation
Wait, why is
of
it
people.
painful?
because-
Why
No,
is-
hold on one second. No, you're not. I mean, it's just a lot of people like that. There is something called the pain pleasure principle, and it's a real thing. I'm just a wuss.
Why is it
I don't
painful
like pain.
to have anal?
Well, because people are the size difference, I would think.
Well, I
If
think
you've
what
never
you're-
done that
I
before,
think if it's painful, you're not like warmed up enough or something.
you can't warm up that the way that women can
can.
warm up their other thing. You need products. It
Oh,
doesn't
totally.
happen naturally.
No, of course you need products.
God, I'm trying to
First
talk
of all, I
around
want to
this
say
like,
I am
like
not.
children could listen. Well, that thing that goes
Talk
over
about
here.
it.
That,
It's okay. I think it's okay.
well, yeah.
I've never had anal. I'm just trying. I'm doing a lot of defense about it right now. Like, no, you got to warm it up, Eric. Yeah.
Tell us all about it. All.
This is crazy.
Well, I want Michael-
Maybe I am crazy.
Maybe you're gay. No,
Hey,
Maybe
we're all
I
on
am.
a
no.
spectrum, right?
I'm not
That's your
drinking.
decision.
First of all, I think that it doesn't matter. Whatever turns you on, whatever floats your boat, that's the
Yeah.
way it should be, and that's cool. But I am. You don't. So if a girl gets a little crazy with the fingers down there, you don't mind.
No, not at all.
See,
Do you request
But
it?
just like for anything, like if a girl's into that and like
Right.
into her getting it in the rear end,
Yeah.
you can't just be like boom, stick it in because that's gonna piss somebody off. You gotta work,
Yeah.
build up to it. It's
You
not
gotta
like
build up
Warm
to
it
it.
up.
Thing. Yeah,
Do you
gotta-
exchange
You gotta warm
papers,
it up.
some sign contracts or something?
Yeah, you do.
I think you need lawyers present,
Yeah,
at least for the
absolutely.
first time.
Yeah.
So there you go. Go to Amazon.com and get a strap on for your lady,
Buy
and
your
let her go to town. And you know
What
what?
an interesting pitch to get people to go
Not
for the show.
only do you get great anal satisfaction, we get a kickback that actually helps us run.
You actually will get a
This-
kickback as long if you don't ask properly.
Have you ever had a problem?
Donkey.
Because things happen, right? I mean, the thing you got to be clean.
Actually, I
break
think
a
about it
nail?
now, I have had some issues. I don't know if we should talk about it. Not for me.
disgusting.
Not with me. I was doing it to somebody else. Are we having this stuff? Are we
Yes,
gonna do
please,
this?
please, please.
All right.
It's
Okay, good.
disgusting.
I have.
It's disgusting. And
not.
please,
It's not.
Try
First
to
of all,
clean
it's
it up
not.
a little bit.
Part of the bond.
not
Hey,
disgusting.
I gotta go.
Oh,
I
okay,
think this is a good time to bail. I actually have probably 8 more minutes, but I'm leaving now.
Greg's getting uncomfortable with the subject matter because
No, I'm not really becoming uncomfortable. By
He
the way, I
has to
think
go.
there's just too much preparation with it. That's why I don't any interest in it.
Oh.
You have to make sure it's clean there, otherwise the sheets
Clean.
get dirty and no thanks.
lubes have to be brought out. Things have to be heated up.
Yeah.
Water has to be put on.
Just want to get it over with and watch some TV.
That's right. It's too much of a production. Well, Greg has to leave us now because he's off doing something in New York City that's not this show. So, Greg, we bid you a fond adieu. And I don't think Greg will be on tomorrow's show, but he will be on Monday's show.
Yes,
Is that
I'll
right?
be back on Monday.
Or Tuesdays, or however it works. We're doing things out of order here. But you will be back next week, and we bid you a fond adieu, and be safe there in New York City, and stay away from women with strap-on dongs.
Bye, Greg.
Maybe that's where I'm going. Enjoy the Michael's erotica. Bye.
I am.
Bye.
so,
All right, tell us the story.
Michael,
Speaking of,
We haven't even gotten to
fond
news yet.
Adieu,
this is breaking news.
this is more than that. This is cracking news.
broken news. No, man, it's just I'll be as quick and simple as possible.
Play around in the pool hole. There's
I
going
was
to be some
drunk.
trouble.
Me and a girl were hanging out. We were drunk. We had never fooled around before, and we decided we were going to start fooling around.
Yeah.
She wasn't able to fool around fully because of certain issues with her,
was that
female
time
She
part?
had
part.
her period.
And so we're
We're
making
gonna
out,
talk
and I
about
made
anal
the
sex
decision
against
without
period.
consulting her to try to go digitally
Uh-huh.
into a different zone.
Yes.
And she promptly stopped and said, "I can't do this." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And she goes, "You have a finger in my asshole right now." Woke up my roommate downstairs. Haven't lived it down since, and now everybody knows about it. So perfect. I'm glad. I hope my grandmother's listening.
What I wonder about, I am.
Wait, did you know that you were putting your finger in her
Yes,
butthole?
I did.
Oh, then why would she?
She didn't know I was going to do it.
Oh, it was a surprise
She
to
wasn't
her.
into it. Exactly. So be careful.
You did your sneak attack
Sneak
backfired,
attack,
so to
yeah,
speak.
Did not work.
That's I was something I was going to say. I was going to go there, and I can't remember what it is.
Slip
You-
the finger.
you
She
promised
never lived
me-
it down.
You promised me that you've never done that.
Never. No.
For me,
I'm not interested.
For me, it all of this is
sex is
weird for me
fine
because
as on
what
its
I
own.
would care about is the smells and stuff like that. I'm very sensitive to that sort of thing. I want people to. I want it to be like neutral, no smells. And so getting into that area, I think is just it's just bound to go wrong for me because I look at commercials even not commercials, but people like women dancing. I got together with my wife. I was 22 years old. I've been with my wife ever since. Anybody that I was with before my wife, it was always like we were like at a party. We met each other. I never once in my life looked in the mirror, got dressed, and thought I'm going out to try to get chicks. Never once in my entire life. It was always like, hey, you're cool, I'm cool, whatever. And then I met my wife when I was 22, almost 23 years old. I've been with my wife since, which is good for me because I always hated the dating process. And one of the things I always hated about it is you go to a bar or something, right? And you meet somebody at a bar. Like I said, I didn't go there to do that, but sometimes you get drunk, they get drunk, and their friend's friend. And
get horny.
But you get home and like, okay, here's the thing. Her dancing all night ends up not smelling so great at 2:30 in the morning. It's like it's.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you see these women wearing leather pants and whatever, dancing since 7 o'clock. I mean, this is.
You just don't care at a certain point.
I always cared. That was my
Yeah.
problem. I can't be drunk or high enough to not care about smells.
Like I said, I mean, even
easily get sick. I'm easily nauseous.
We talked about the morning sex and how you
Oh, disgusting. That was on the test show. You can talk about
on
it
the
again.
test show. What's wrong?
Yeah, morning sex is disgusting.
No. Morning sex with kissing is disgusting.
Yeah.
If you haven't brushed your teeth.
But so I was saying,
Brush your mouth.
Brush your mouth, my brother.
I was saying that like you start out just kissing a little bit. You know what I mean? Because like your breath. I'm embarrassed. My breath smells, and then
I just go for the cheek.
once you get into it, it's like you
I
don't
think-
care anymore. You're like, ah.
You both know you just woke up. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
I just don't like bad smells. It just
But
I can't
see
get
for
turned
me,
on.
of course, who likes bad smells? Well,
Well,
I know
apparently.
my friend likes bad smells.
Yeah,
but
there are people.
She's like, ooh, it's so stinky.
Yeah,
but
the
anyway,
dirtier the. Oh, she likes cheese, huh? All
She
right.
likes a stinky smell. I would tell her about some of my students. They were
Oh,
super stinky.
yeah.
And she would have loved it. Anyway,
English is a second language.
yeah, they
Not
were
saying anything.
They were real smelly. It was awesome. But I kind of grew to like it a little
Yeah.
bit. I was like, oh yeah, there's that smell. It stinks. Anyway, so what I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, that I stopped. Like in the morning, like when you get into it and you get passionate, I just stop smelling it. You just
Really?
don't even notice it anymore.
Yeah, I just avoid that.
It's
Kiss,
like your
kiss the
brain
neck,
shuts down.
move
Like
around.
the outside of your
Not
brain.
mine. Not mine.
How do you get into it then? Because
Because I
if
just
I'm
kiss her
always
because
on
we
this
don't-
outside of my brain, then I'm going to be like,
No,
oh,
we both-
I look weird, or oh,
No,
there's
we
a
both-
bird outside, or
No,
oh,
we-
there's someone driving.
We
I don't
both
know.
know we have smelly breath, so we just go for the neck and the ear and that kind of thing, and just don't kiss on the mouth in the morning.
Yeah. I just
gotta have a
forget.
brush the teeth first. I just don't.
There's no time.
You
There's
know
no
that
time for
girl that I
passion.
kicked out of my house because
Yeah.
her breath stunk. We got on a bus for 5 miles to go to my house in the middle of the dead of winter, because my house was empty at the time, and we went there specifically to have sex. We started making out. I did not think of this at all. I've never been a smoker, and her breath. I mean, it smelled like it was like licking the bottom of an ashtray. And she was pretty, and I liked her. And when that happened, and she went into the bathroom to kind of adjust herself and get herself ready for the final act. And while she's in there, I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. This is horrible. So she comes out of the bathroom. I throw her clothes at her, give her bus change, push her out into the snow, and say, oh my God, I forgot I had to go do something with my mom. And I got to be there in just a few minutes, blah, blah, blah. I can't stand smells.
You couldn't have just let her brush her teeth?
No, what are you going to do? Say, hey, you need to go brush your teeth?
Yes.
Well, yeah, she would probably understand since she
I
smokes.
barely.
you
Well,
know?
man, look, I was, 17 or 18 then.
Right.
I'm not all that savvy. The worst part was she worked at the restaurant right next to me, so I had to, it wasn't like I could avoid her for the rest of my life. And then a day later, she came over to our restaurant, and somebody said, "Hey, she's here," and I went and hid in the walk-in freezer till she left. But anyway, that's how bad smells are to
I
me.
guess
I just
so,
don't.
yeah.
I can't take it.
You should be a chef or something. Maybe you have an excellent palate.
Yeah, I think I do. I'm a
You
little
know?
too sensitive.
Yeah.
I had my wife down here yesterday because I thought I smelled gas. I'm like, "Do you smell gas?" She's like, "No, I don't smell gas."
Maybe you're
I'm like,
pregnant. Your whole life.
No gas here. What's that?
Yeah.
That's my
I'm like-
segment sound.
I'm like, okay, but can
Seg
you?
sound.
Oh, it's your
Segue. What did I say?
Speaking of segues, let's talk about some news or stories or whatever. It doesn't have to be news. Whatever you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this hoverboard that's coming out. Everyone, yeah.
I have no idea what
Did
that
you
is.
already see that before?
I had seen it before, and then you were
Okay,
looking
yeah,
at it, and I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, this is a commercial. It could be not real,
It's
right?
completely not real.
it can't be real.
There's
It
obviously,
can't be.
I mean,
So
it's
the-
insane to think that they came up with an anti-gravity board, and Terrell Owens is the first one to.
So Terrell Owens and Tony Hawk.
And Tony
right?
Hawk
Christopher
and
Lloyd is in the
Yeah,
video.
Christopher Lloyd's in it, which is
Christopher
pretty
Lloyd's in
cool.
it.
Christopher Lloyd pulls up in a DeLorean and gets
Yeah.
out of the DeLorean with a giant case. It's
It's
got
a
a
promo.
hoverboard in
I
it.
think that it's like I don't know what they're promoting. It's probably just some silly thing.
Moby.
But
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to
clearly
spoil
not
it for
real.
you?
Yeah.
It's Funny or Die is behind it.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's
Oh.
obvious. You watch it for 2 seconds, you know.
Yeah.
First of all, if you have any concept of science,
Yes.
you can look at that and go, "This isn't real."
But
A lot of Tony
it's
Hawk
really
fans
being
don't have a
taken.
concept
It's really
of
been
science.
taken seriously, though. I
Because
mean,
people are stupid.
People are dumb.
yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing now, right? It's just to put out things that aren't real.
Right.
It's the whole thing now. Put out things that aren't real, trick people, and then say, "Hey, we tricked you." But pretty soon we're going to be on the 275th trick. I mean, it's obvious now that you can. People will believe anything.
I guess it's commentary, right?
Yeah.
Really, on the news
Yeah, it is.
and reporting.
No, honestly, it is
Journalism.
I mean, what was the? This reminds me of. Was it Jean-Claude Van Damme did the thing
The
between
split?
the split between the two
That was
trucks?
real.
I
Yeah.
guess that turned. How could it be real?
No, that
It
was
was
absolutely
real.
real. The only thing
Yeah.
that you didn't see was that he was
harnessed.
no. He was harnessed from
was
the top,
harnessed, right.
but he was not being held by the harness. He was only harnessed that if he fell.
was just a safety.
Because
Right.
there's a behind the scenes video
Right.
that is a real that actually happened, and they filmed it a bunch for him to get it right. 'cause,
Right.
You know,
Right.
Obviously, it wasn't
But
a one shot deal.
The only thing that wasn't true is there was no danger he could die. That's it. He,
I mean, there's always danger you could
sure,
die.
sure.
But he actually did do the split. That was a real thing. Jean-Claude Van Damme is a beast.
Yes.
And everyone should know that the only thing he had was
Everyone
a
should know
safety
that.
wire that did not hold up his weight. It only was there if he and
Yeah.
you saw in the video the docu piece of it
Yeah.
that he did drop a couple times and it caught him before he.
Have you ever met him?
Have I ever what?
Met him, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
but I'd
About
love
4'11".
Talk
Amazing.
about wanting to be gay.
It's
Oh
amazing.
boy.
He's 4 foot. He's like 5 feet. He walks
Gargle
in.
those balls.
He walks in like he's like this tall. He's like, oh, that guy could kick my ass,
animal
and I
that
can
guy
step
is.
on him.
Sturdy.
Step
Blood
on him.
sport. Come on.
Did you know he's like 5 feet? He's teeny.
He's,
It's amazing.
he's the best.
No, it was. I'm not getting down on him.
No.
Just,
I'm just supporting.
like
it.
I've never met Tom Cruise, but people tell me it's shocking. And he walks in, and he's like 5'1". You go, whoa.
A lot of the celebrity, I know this is sort of common knowledge, but a lot of
Yeah.
celebrities are shorter and more compact. I think you can be super duper handsome when you're like real compact.
Yeah, and they all, they shoot them from down low, so they look like they're 6'3" or something
Sure.
on in the movies. They do that on purpose. A lot of times, on Tom Cruise movies, they'll cut, or movies like that. A lot of times they'll cut an
trench in the
area,
ground?
trench in the floor, right? And they'll shoot from that
That's
so
funny.
that you look bigger. And I remember when Nicole Kidman, when that thing broke up, she was on Letterman, and he asked her, how she was doing after the breakup, and she said, "Well, it's nice to be able to wear high heels again."
Oh,
For all those years, she
slam.
couldn't be seen in public with Tom Cruise towering over him.
Slammed him.
So this is a fake,
Yeah.
like everything else.
But
all
it's
the news
fun.
is fake.
It's fun to think that if it
I'm
was
just gonna go
real.
to the Onion from now on and just take it seriously, because really all news, you just don't have any idea
Yeah.
if anybody's checked any source, if anybody knows anything. So we should just make stuff up. I mean, we just as good just to make. Did you hear?
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin got eaten by a bear.
I did hear that.
It's like something else.
think
There's
the
video of
Ukrainian
it somewhere.
bear.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
breaking news.
yes?
Breaking
Yeah.
news. I saw a brand new news article.
Dr. X.
We talked about the guacamole thing.
Oh, we haven't yet.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did we talk about it on the air?
It
think we
not
did.
yet.
I know it was before. we haven't talked
shit.
about it yet.
That's all right. Hey,
Hold
so breaking news. What's up? Dr. X has
Oh,
something
well,
to say.
I was going to, if you were talking about the Jean-Claude Van Damme video, this is actually one with Chuck Norris, where he's got other Chuck Norrises standing on his shoulders. It's
Right.
completely fake, but
And
he's
it's
standing
airplanes?
on... Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
funny.
planes instead.
We'll put that on the Facebook.
Oh yeah, so breaking news: Chipotle is thinking about taking away its guacamole option from
Now.
its menu.
Yeah, which
news
is very.
report
I
in
don't.
there-
I'm not a guacamole man, but people who love Chipotle and love guacamole love the guacamole at Chipotle.
There is increasing weather volatility or the long-term global climate changes and weather patterns, and they said in the statement in their annual report filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission, in the event of cost increases with respect to one or more of our raw ingredients, we may choose to temporarily suspend serving menu items such as guacamole, one or more of our salsas.
So
rather
they're
than
saying
paying
that
for the increase.
global warming is actually making it so expensive they can't put it on. That's what their thing.
And now here's the breaking news. Sorry,
Yes.
that's
What
mine.
is
I
it?
thought we were talking
Oh, that
about.
was the setup.
That was the setup.
Okay,
Because
what's
that's where
the
the news
breaking
article, people are freaking out. Chipotle just released a statement. There's no reason to panic because they it was just an SEC filing, which is a routine disclosure of risk factors that could impact business. They have
Right.
absolutely no plans of getting rid of avocados or any of their salsas anytime soon.
Thank you, God.
I don't like guacamole, but I do like Chipotle. They have great food there.
Chipotle is
Pretty
great
incredible.
because
there's a
they're
great inside. There's a
documentary.
inside on Netflix.
Documentaries.
That's all I know.
They're great. You
Documentary.
can't go wrong with the
No,
documentary.
they're
do,
great.
uh,
I'm glad they're so popular.
Who does it? It's Bloomberg. Inside Bloomberg series. They did an Inside Chipotle, and it's fascinating.
It's on my queue.
You should watch it. It's
Yeah.
they're only like 20 minutes long. There's like inside the beers, Chipotle, McDonald's, Google. It's pretty good.
I love that
heard
you're
of
saying the bears go.
Bear Schuggles.
All your searches, your search places.
Yeah, Chipotle is great. I love that they have like an ethical treatment of animals and stuff like that. It's awesome.
my, what, before they kill them?
Here's
You're eating animals there. What is this? They're nice to them, or do they pet them before they slash their throats? What the hell are you talking
No,
about?
they don't have hormones, and they're not
My dear.
fed grains.
And when
They're
I
fed
say, my
natural
dear,
foods
and then they
that
kill
they're
'em,
supposed to
and
eat.
we eat them.
Yeah.
So
You
at the point that you're
crotchety
killing,
old man.
no, I'm.
Well, it
At
does
the
suck
point
though.
that you
Hold
are
on, it does
eating
suck.
animals. The idea that I think they're nice to them is kind of silly.
No, it
Is
does
it-
suck though that
Yes.
anytime that anybody else has an opinion, you're like, okay,
Here we go.
Have you
That's
seen?
why Archie Bunker is.
Are we
Oh,
going to go down
jeez.
this wormhole? Are we about to do this?
No.
No,
What
let's
I'm
not
saying
do
is,
that.
I'm just saying that if you really want to be nice to animals, don't eat them.
That's not- no.
If Paul McCartney walks in and says, "I'm nice to animals," I would say, "Yeah." He said, "Last time I had an animal on my dinner plate was 1965 or something." I would say, "Well, there's a guy who walks it like he talks it.
Okay.
He doesn't want to hurt animals. But if
Cool,
you're
please.
eating animals,
No.
I think that you're not all that nice to them.
No.
That's my thing.
Here's the difference. If it was up to you to slaughter your own chicken, would you rather take it by the neck and choke it until and then give it some air? And then choke a little bit till it's almost
Right.
dead, and then give it some air. And then you just flick it in the head while it's alive until it dies,
Yeah, 'cause
and then
it's
you
gonna
eat
eat it anyway.
Or
Right.
do you just
Yeah.
sneak attack, cut its throat, and it's dead immediately?
Right. Well, that's how it's done anyway.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Have
Okay,
you
wait, hold on,
ever
hold
seen?
on,
Hold
hold
on.
on.
one second.
Absolutely, I've seen the
Hold-
video. It happens.
Hold
It happens.
on
It happens.
one
It
second.
happens.
Hold on one second. Stop getting so damn hyped up.
I'm hyped up because
I have seen the way that it happens in a lot of places is so quick that it's shocking on that element. I've seen videos where the
wanna
chickens
see this.
literally. I don't want to see it. Literally,
of course
the
you don't,
chickens.
because it's fact.
I am not going to tell you something, Michael, that is antiseptic. I'm telling you something that grossed me out.
Okay.
So,
I have to be
please.
prepared sometimes.
You always talk about being open-minded, but I start with one sentence, and you've assumed where I am 3 paragraphs later and responding to it.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
My goodness.
you do the same thing though.
I bought everything in this room, and this is my show.
Okay.
Yeah, good call.
I don't feel like telling that story anymore. Anyway, what's next?
Maybe we thought we were all gonna die because there's an asteroid that's coming
No,
in
what's-
between Earth and
No,
the
it's
moon.
already come. It's already come. I hate to break your news late.
No, it's through like 9 hours or something. It'll be around us, and then it'll float.
No, I think
fly
it'll
away.
by. It'll go by. Yeah, maybe by the time the show is on, it will have gone by. That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
yeah, definitely.
And so, how big is it?
Oh my gosh, it is 90 feet. It's a
Which
90-foot
seems small.
asteroid. Yeah, it seems small. If it hit the Earth, I guess it would be
It
pretty.
would cause some damage.
Yeah, but they said scientists and astronomers are saying this is not a big deal.
No, but the scary thing is they just saw it. It even has the name in its name. 2014 is there. They just saw it for the first time as it was coming. And people always say a thing. Well, it's more than halfway between us and the moon. Why would I worry about that? Why do they call that a close miss? And the reason is that people don't really understand. It's not the miles that it's away. It's the close miss is the trajectory that it's coming in on.
Yeah.
If you change that 1 degree this way or 1 degree that way, boom, then
It
you're
gets
hitting the
sucked
Earth.
into
That's why it's a
the
close.
gravity.
That's why it's a close miss.
Right.
So, it's kind of scary that something comes that close and they didn't see it until a couple of months ago for the first time. And do you know this? If at some point with the Earth, the way the Earth is with the sun, we can always see obviously out the other way. But if something shows up from behind the sun, we just wouldn't see it. If it comes in quick enough, we just wouldn't see it. We only see the stuff from
A certain vantage point.
from out with the sun behind us. But if something comes from behind the sun, we're screwed.
That's when the world sees orange.
And everybody runs.
Right, everybody
Hit
run.
that track.
My lyric is when something comes out from behind the sun, everyone will run.
There it is.
I'm writing songs as we go along.
That's part of the rest of that song. I feel like.
When the
You were
sun
a freestyle
turns
rapper.
orange.
When the world sees orange.
Lounge it up a little bit.
Run, everybody run.
Everybody's gonna run.
Another story, if you want to talk about Radio Shack, right? We talked about a
We
little
already
bit of that with
yes,
with
yesterday.
Nick
You have
Cellini.
something to add?
I just want to say I just bought some earbuds from Radio Shack.
Oh, what are you trying to help the mom pop stores?
No,
the mom
I'm
pop
trying to help
corporations?
myself because my earbuds were messed up.
These the ones you're using now, or
No, these are
your
yours.
regular earbuds?
These are my regular earbuds. I did buy the insurance.
I like.
I know. I thought maybe you'd make fun of me for that.
No, for earbuds, I will make fun of you for that. It's a
Yeah.
complete waste of money.
Well, so I use my earbuds constantly.
Okay.
And they last me like
How
8.
much they cost?
It was like $30, and then plus the insurance. The insurance $7. It's great. You know what happens though? Listen,
You make me laugh.
I bought the insurance one other time before.
What would Clark Howard say?
Well, I think it really does make sense. I bought the insurance once before, and they were broken because I brush my teeth and my earbud falls out and into the water, and they're messed up
when
after
you brush
that.
your teeth?
I have them on all the time. I
Take a
listen
break,
to podcasts.
lady. Wow. Look, Adam Carolla will wait for 5 minutes while you
It's not
brush
just
your
Adam
teeth.
Carolla. I listen to all the podcasts.
But I mean, you should get one of those little beatbox things that has the Bluetooth, and you can play it through a speaker, and you don't have to have it shoved in your ear.
Yeah, but then I'm like walking around the house making everyone listen to.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a significant other.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm alone. No, don't worry.
And he hates Adam Carolla, so you don't want to hear it.
Cruel's all right.
Yeah. So anyway, I messed them up and I use them so much, and the only way I talk on the phone is with earbuds.
It's still not a
Because
good
the phone,
idea.
no. So and then I returned them. I said I had the insurance and I got them right away, and I didn't have to pay
How
for new
long
earbuds.
is that insurance for? Like, can you bring them back in 15 years and go,
No,
this
it's
broke?
for a year, but I brought those other ones back within the year,
Right.
and I'm sure I'll bring these back within the year.
Now, what if
Especially
you
with
lose
this
them?
baby. The baby's gonna like puke on them or something. I can bring them back and get free earbuds.
So did you? I forgot what I was going to say, but
Normally I'm with
no,
you.
no. I was,
Yeah.
if you lose them, are you able to go back and get some? You got the
Maybe I
receipt.
could keep these old ones that are broken and
Yeah.
say that those are the ones. Like if I lose these
Well, now
new
you're
ones,
scamming them.
yeah.
Clever
Now you're
girl.
scamming them.
Now it's on record though, so I'm busted. But yeah,
I-
normally I'm with you. Like don't
All
buy the
I
insurance.
know
It's
is
a
that Clark
scam.
Howard says it's always a bad idea.
And I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I think because I do use them so often. So and I it was only $7 extra.
$7 though. What is that as a percentage of? What did it
Yeah.
cost? 25
It
or
was,
something?
yeah, it was like. I think
So
it
what
was close to
percentage of
30.
25 is that? Well, $7.
I'm not here to do math.
I'm not good at math. Dr. X, $7 on top of say 26.
It's about a quarter.
Yeah, so you're spending 25% of the earbuds.
That's more. That's less than 100%. I'd rather spend that now. Than
Well, you
have
just
to
don't
spend
trust
another
yourself.
30.
You know you're going to do something to them.
Or just the fact,
I
like
guess
I said,
if you're-
I use them so much.
If you're klutzy, I guess it's good to have them in case you break things
Or if you use them so much.
or klutzy. Give
You
me
want to talk
another.
about the world's biggest snake?
I heard they just found the
Look,
world's
I'm done
biggest-
talking about my sexual life.
we had
Thank
enough
you.
of this.
We've had enough of that talk.
Enough
already.
erotica for one show.
I was really excited about this.
It's not now. It was the
article.
world's largest snake ever.
Well,
in
yeah,
history.
that's what I'm saying. I was excited to hear the title. The title of the article: "Scientists find world's biggest snake." What? That's crazy. It lived 58 to 60 million years ago.
Yeah, yeah. It was like twice as
And
long
then it's
as.
all in meters, and I don't know what 13 meters is. Jeez.
Well, it's
Meters.
you take
Meters.
it's twice as long as an anaconda, the biggest anaconda that we know of today, which would be like. So I think
It
it's
don't want none. I'll tell you that.
What
That's
is
right.
what is 13 meters, Dr. X? You've dealt in drugs before.
56 feet.
Let's
see if I can get it.
16 grams in an ounce.
56 feet. 56 feet.
that's
I'm going
not right.
56.
42.
Fuck.
That's not bad though.
42.6509.
Can you imagine a snake 42 feet long? That's why I'm glad I wasn't born 50 million years ago.
Can we talk about
a
why
different time.
the metric system is dumb? Because 13 meters doesn't sound like very much, but
Well-
42 feet?
Well,
That's like
actually,
impressive.
It's so dumb.
The metric system is
the rest
actually
of the
I'm just
world
kidding.
uses it. Good
metric
call.
system is actually an easier thing, and you guys didn't go through
Sounds
this.
dumb.
When I was in third grade, we were told that America
Yeah.
was going to the metric system.
I went through that.
Oh, really?
We learned it for like a day.
Yeah,
and
we
then
learned it for a little while, and then like something like Kentucky went with it. If you go through Kentucky now, they still have kilometers. Like the one state stuck with it, the rest of the country said, "Screw
Yeah, but
you."
when they were teaching you that, and that was crazy. You also thought it was crazy that they'd have motorized horse buggies. And
Yes,
that's something
exactly.
that
I was a
clearly didn't
future
work.
that I could not even envision in my feeble state, in my young time. But if you look at it was always difficult for me because I always learned the numbers the way that we have them. But the metric system theoretically is easier because everything's based on 10.
Right, right.
And if you learn it first, it's much easier.
I had a car for several years that was from Canada, and so
Oh.
everything was in kilometers. So people would get in my car, I'd be cruising at about 55, and you're going 120 miles an hour.
When I was teaching English, we got to the part where we were teaching them like feet and inches and stuff, and they were
Sounds like you should have
really-
taught him how to bathe. Anyway,
That was not my job.
yes, I know. So
I
you're
did
teaching
have to
them.
tell someone though once. I was like, "Could you go to the bathroom and maybe clean up?" Because like all the students were like sitting away from him, and I felt really bad.
Is he Somalian or
He was
something?
no, he was from Iran.
Jesus.
It's very hot over
He was
there.
very sweet.
People sweat.
They just don't.
They're used
bathe
to the
a certain
smell.
way. Yeah, but
No, that's really true. I mean, we bathe a lot of times.
way too
People,
much.
people come over here and we stink to them because to them it's like this overpowering perfume. You know,
Yeah.
the soap that we use and stuff like that. So it's okay. In reality, they think we stink.
yeah.
So
fine.
but it's our culture.
Yeah.
Bend toward us a little bit. That's all. That's all you're saying. So you had to teach them feet and stuff. And
Oh, right. And they were just like, "Why, teacher? Why? Why do we need to know this?" I was like, "You're in United States and we use feet. If you
Right.
go tell someone like, where's the bank? Oh, it's 15 meters. They're gonna be like, what is that? You
Right,
know,
right.
You have to. It was like you just have to do it.
so they were all on the metric system.
Yeah, they were like talking Celsius and meters. I was like, I don't know how many feet that is. Like,
Celsius is
yeah.
smarter to me because Celsius has freezing at zero,
At
which
zero,
makes
I
sense.
know, it does.
That's the freezing point. That makes sense to me. And I think what is the boiling point?
100.
I wonder if it's
I
like
want
that.
it to
Is
be.
it that simple? You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah. Well, the story here is that there was a snake roaming around 60 million years ago that was 42 feet long. Ain't that something?
Do you know why animals are so big back in the
More oxygen back
Paleolithic?
then. That's why the dinosaurs were so big.
Get it.
People look at dinosaurs and what were they eating all the time? No, there was so much oxygen.
Just during that one era.
During that era, which
Yeah.
lasted millions and millions and millions of years, so they would just get much larger.
A lot of the I read about like the what was the famous dinosaur from Jurassic Park with the big nail?
Raptor?
Yeah, the Velociraptor. Yeah, not the,
Big nail.
With the
Marge?
big nail. Are we talking about the Real Housewives again?
Yeah,
Just a prehistoric creature with stupid nails and
The
a dumb
Veloc-
face.
yeah, that's
Was
true.
that the Velociraptor?
There's a few velociraptors on Real Housewives.
the Velociraptor was actually about the size of a large dog. It wasn't as tall, and they just made
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it bigger for that because it lived during a different era.
Yeah.
And
when I was
small.
growing up,
A lot of the
dinosaurs were
were
cooler because they were more like lizards. And now lately, and they don't really do it as much as they should, to be honest, because they don't want them not to be cool.
Yeah.
But it turns out they all had feathers. They were so
like long scales.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
that what it
there's
was?
so much. If you look at birds, I mean, that's the descendants now of the dinosaurs. It's very much the same body. You look at a chicken.
Oh,
you
yeah,
look
yeah.
at it. I mean, it's the same thing. And what they're finding out now is that many of them had a lot of feathers.
I thought that it wasn't feathers. It was just like their scales were like a bird's feet, and
Right.
that was like their body.
No, they actually had feathers too.
Yeah.
Many of them that they didn't know had feathers as well. I'm not going to go and say they all did, but way more. And to me, when I was one of these kids who loved dinosaurs and books that had dinosaurs in them and stuff when I was in first and second grade, I think if they all had feathers and looked like birds, I wouldn't have been as interested. I like the fact they look like monsters, like these big. It would blow me away that these big monsters actually existed. And
Maybe
and,
they didn't
you know,
even exist, Eric. Honestly.
Well, the Earth's only 6,000 years old,
That's
so I don't
right.
know how you even have the time for it.
all those scientists planted those bones and fossils in the ground.
Yeah, of course they did.
Oh,
You want to
yeah.
know why? Because
Why?
they're agents of the devil.
Of course.
And they're trying to spread his
Finally
God
come over
put-
to my side.
Gotta put them there to test your faith.
That's right.
right.
That's right. You know the interesting thing. You know why dinosaurs aren't in the Bible?
Because
They
dinosaurs.
just didn't know about them.
Because dinosaurs were real.
No, they just didn't know about them. If they had known about them, elephants are in the Bible. Things that they'd seen. The people who wrote the Bible, they just didn't know about them. It's a
But
lot
wait,
of
that
people.
was in the past, though. That was
It was
before
still-
their time.
I know that, but in a lot of places you didn't see elephants. Like remember when who was it that used elephants in the big siege? I can't think. It was real important in the Middle East. The reason that it's talked about in the Bible is because that was the first time they saw elephants.
Oh, I
so
see.
it was like coming in with tanks. It was like, what
Right.
the hell is this? And I
Are you
can't
talking about the guy that was in 300 that they depicted?
I don't know if it's was it Alexander who used them? Maybe
Probably.
Alexander. Anyway, for 30 years this guy
That
went
sounds
out,
like a guy
went
who
to
would use something
war.
like that, right?
Went to war for 30 years and wanted to keep going. And finally, his people were like, we'd like to go home and
Right.
say hello to our wives before we die. But so yeah, I think he had them. But a lot of people forget that dinosaur bones were not discovered until like 1860. The world didn't know that dinosaurs existed at all, except for the last couple hundred of years.
Yeah.
And so if people had known about that, it would have been in the Bible. And if it would have been in the Bible as something that was there, they just would have said it was God's creatures. And it was,
Yeah.
and it would have been
Yeah.
accepted. It's not accepted because it's not in the Bible because nobody had ever heard of them
Right.
when they wrote the Bible. This is always my big thing for religious people. Jesus Christ said a lot of things that I can go along with. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's one rule you can live by.
Love thy
and,
neighbor.
and love the whole deal. That's a little difficult, loving thy neighbor. Sometimes you have disputes about like your house being painted blue and things like that. But
Stop signs
there's a
and
lot of
such.
things that I can agree with Jesus Christ on. Here's my point on Jesus Christ. Why didn't he tell people that the earth went around the sun? Surely he knew.
He was very
Did he?
busy.
You can't tell me that he didn't know. Why didn't? So when you think about where these stories come from, at the time of Christ, people didn't know what rain was. the way we do. Like we know that it's dust. We know it's dust particles that build up, get heavy. We know all of that now. But you're trusting people writing books about the creation of the universe and everything that we've ever seen or know. And at their own time, they didn't know what rain was.
Right.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ should have told people it's the third rock from the sun.
He was
knew.
very busy. He was talking about lots of other stuff.
No, I love most of the religious people go, well, he knew that people couldn't handle that.
Oh, that's a good answer.
It's
like,
as
all
good as
right.
any, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's good as any.
Yeah.
I mean, why didn't he tell people how to make a good pair of comfortable shoes?
He's not a time traveler. He still lived in that time.
He was a woodworker, not a goddamn
right.
leathersmith.
A cobbler.
He was
a cobbler.
He made a delicious cobbler.
One of the many things that aren't talked about Christ
Yeah.
quite often, but he did make
What
a
a
delicious
baker.
cobbler. Oh,
Ooh.
peach, apple, anything you wanted.
Did you have his pumpkin pie?
I did not have his pumpkin pie.
So
Jesus
good.
pie.
Jesus pie.
Tried the key lime though.
How about some Christ cake? You guys want to have a little Christ cake?
Ooh,
Here we
that's
go
so
again. Now I don't want to because I am not hostile to religion, but I
Christ cake.
No. I'm
I
talking
didn't
about
say
me.
Jesus
I'm
fucking
not-
Christ
again,
cake.
Michael. I'm talking about me. I think I'm coming off as hostile to Christians and stuff. I'm not. I love my friends who I just would like them to explain to me why didn't Jesus tell people what was going on and what the world was about. And you're part of one galaxy and there's all these
But
other
you know,
galaxies.
but that is
and,
true, like,
all that was true then.
I wonder though. I that makes sense, I guess. But what if he was just a normal dude of the time who happened to be the son of God and had a lot to say about?
There's a phrase I really think you have trouble backing up.
What?
He happened to be the son of God.
He just happened to be the son of God. It could have been anybody.
I mean, it's like the fourth or fifth
Could have
thing.
been Jorge, Jesus.
If I'm describing him, it's like the fourth or fifth thing I get to. Oh, yeah. Son of God as well.
Made a great cobbler.
Yeah. He was God
Friendly.
personified.
Oh yeah, he was the son of God.
He's called the Son of God.
Right,
but
but
he's
that doesn't
God
mean that-
on earth as man.
But I don't think that he was all knowing. Was he? Was Jesus all knowing?
Well, he certainly acted like it.
Yeah, he sure did. Look
Look
at me, I'm on water.
So there you go. Walking on water. I saw Rick Ocasek do it in the Cars video. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, big
Magic.
BFD.
He walks
Jesus.
across the swimming pool.
Yep.
Just like in Jesus Christ Superstar. Give
So
me
the Chris Angel, who was in my mind is Jesus Christ.
Chris Angel, the most annoying illusionist of all time.
The worst.
I'm a rock and roll illusionist. Don't
Yeah,
get the
man.
hell
Look at
out
my
of here.
hair.
Look at me. I'm a douchebag, and I'm an illusionist.
Stupid.
Not since Doug Henning have we had such a douchebag doing illusions. But at least Doug Henning had a great mustache. One more
I'm
story.
not sure who Doug Henning is.
Well, that's because you're young. One more story before we head on ahead. Do I have something to look at? Oh, you have nothing left?
Well, just nothing
I sent you
great.
8,000 stories.
I didn't know about this story ahead of time, but the Philadelphia cream cheese guy
Oh,
was
no, it's not the
masturbating.
Philadelphia cream cheese guy. He's the Swiss cheese masturbator from
I
Philadelphia.
like to call him the Philadelphia cream cheese guy.
He's just the Philadelphia creamer.
Hey, you did it.
I'll take one wit. All right.
So this guy,
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit over here and I'm gonna do a little jerking off onto my steak.
Was he having sex with Swiss cheese?
what he would do is he would
Hopefully.
drive around and he would be masturbating, I think, through the holes in the Swiss cheese. I think he had Swiss cheese involved, and he would coax women over to see him. And there was a story a few months ago, they're looking for him, the Swiss cheese masturbator. Well, they finally got him a few months ago, and then he just got hauled in again on a separate charge of Swiss cheese
He
masturbating.
moved over to cheddar.
That's right.
What? Why
Look
would you?
at the guy.
Why would you?
Look at the
Brie,
guy.
at
I
least.
love the shot of him in the car where he's seen. It's just, yep, I'm masturbating with Swiss cheese. He looks like
Why?
Bob
Why?
Ford.
Why jerk off into cheese?
You know
If
why?
you're not gonna be like, hey babe, hey toots,
Hey.
come over here for a second. Come on
You know
over.
what? Masturbating with Swiss cheese demands an audience. I
Or a-
completely agree.
He
It'd
should
be
have
silly
chosen.
not to.
He should have chosen a soft cheese. You know what I mean? Like some goat
Hey,
cheese or
just
some
some
brie.
ricotta.
Ooh, some ricotta.
There you go.
You think about that stuff is
Yeah.
very, very messy. Swiss cheese, if the cops show up, you can just pull it off your dong, toss it in the back seat, and drive on.
But what if you can't find a hole big enough? Those are some of those.
Maybe he's not all that well.
You know what? He didn't choose baby Swiss, so I respect
He's not a
him for that.
pedophile,
Yeah,
that's for
give me a
sure.
break.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
What's this dude's name? I love the fact that he's forever known as this. And
Christopher Pagano.
I'm just gonna the drive, the human mind, and the things that drive people are so insane sometimes. Here's a guy.
Do you
who
think he
could-
ate it afterwards?
whatever he did, he couldn't stop himself. Like he would probably a couple days go by where he doesn't masturbate with Swiss cheese out in public, and he's like inside. He's like, I really want to go out there and masturbate with Swiss cheese and show.
He
Look
did
at
it-
this
he did
guy.
it in
He was just
public.
probably sick of eating it.
Yeah.
That fat fuck.
He's like, it tastes
Dumb,
so good.
bald-headed piece of shit. I applaud this guy. You know what? Next time, I'm gonna make my own cheese company. I'm gonna call it Dick Cheese.
He wanted to
Hell of a
pay
good
women to
masturbatory.
watch him.
He wanted to. Yeah.
What a great gig for a girl.
Yeah.
You just want me to watch you? I don't have to touch. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Ugh,
Yeah.
But he probably looks at you.
Oh no.
Longingly. Hell, I'd do it.
I would never.
I know
For
you would.
20?
I would no.
For
That's why you're a guy.
For one? I don't know. It's easy money. I'm not doing anything with Swiss cheese in my penis. It's all on him, right?
Yeah, but
I'm just an audience. I've seen movies I don't like before. I paid for them. I'm getting paid for this on this one. Give me a
Couldn't do
call,
it.
Swiss cheese masturbator.
oh, you guys can be buds.
But look me up on Facebook. Friend me.
Maybe we can teach you something.
He probably would slip it in when he was not excited. And then the beauty of it is it becomes like a Swiss cheese ring
oh.
as he gets.
But then it's stuck. He can't move it around.
No, you can tear Swiss cheese. It's not that difficult.
But then you're not having sex with it anymore. It's
Well,
just
I'm
like
just saying, if you have to
crumbs.
run really fast.
Is it like a big square, like a cube?
Yeah, he's got a big old thing of Swiss cheese.
Or what if he-
Let's not get exaggerated here. It was probably just a little baby Swiss, like a little red wax bomb.
Yeah.
So he was just tapping it on the top of the day. Beep, beep, beep.
I think
He'd had to take the slices and put them all together.
Yeah, what if it was just slices he just wrapped around his hand,
Yeah,
just like the
yeah,
feeling.
it
of-
might be that. It might be that. They haven't.
What is this show turned
This
into?
cheese does sweat. So that was the lube.
Not more than him.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, look at him. I love that picture though, where he's caught in his car. It's just
Yeah.
he's got the red devil eyes from the Flash. It's just
bad. It's bad.
It's fantastic. Give me the music. Let's wrap this damn thing up. Let's pull it down. Autumn Fisher.
Yes, sir.
What if people think that you're just really gorgeous even though you're pregnant and you haven't even shown them that tattoo, that wild tattoo on your back,
Got
your
tats,
shoulder?
y'all.
What if they want to see your tattoos and follow you on the interwebs?
You can find me everywhere at Auto Pritz, Pritts.
Michael Albanese is the president of show business.
Yes,
and he's
yes,
appearing
turns
in
out officially. I'm not even Jewish.
many places. Well, they have to mix it up. Where can people see or hear or just speak to
You can follow me on Twitter at Big Man Mike, and I will be at the Aurora Theater in Lawrenceville on March 21st and 22nd.
you? Are we joining you for that?
I hope so.
Well,
Let's make a thing
will
out of
there
it.
Will we be able to make a thing out of it,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
there's another headliner?
I'm
You're the
headlining
headliner.
it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Me and three of we're co-headlining.
Okay.
We're splitting an hour and a half.
So
It's
we don't
gonna
have
be a lot of fun.
No dude from New York City going, "What the hell? Who's taking my show
No,
over?"
they would love it. And
Okay.
they're fans of you actually.
Let's look
so
at
it'd be
let's
good.
look at doing something like that. It'd be fantastic.
Done. I just made the decision right now.
All
That's
right.
how you told. I'm president of fucking whatever you call it.
The
What'd you
president of
say?
show business.
Yeah, I'm him. I am he.
Michael's the guy who decides who gets the next star on Hollywood Boulevard. That's really the only thing the president of show business does. Dr. X, we just want to say thanks. We can't
you're
tell
welcome.
people how to
Happy
find
be
you.
here.
What's that?
Yeah, happy to be here.
We're happy to have you
Speaking
here.
through muffled through a handkerchief over my
Oh,
face.
you got to keep your identity to yourself for the time being. Thank you,
Keep it to
Dr.
yourself.
X. Thanks to everybody who joined us. Hey, just very quickly, not to overdo it because I know I'm doing the Patreon thing, but my movie, Scarred But Smarter, we're trying to get it distributed. There's an Indiegogo page, Scarred But Smarter. Check it out. Check out my pages. They're there. But then if you want to give money to one, give money to here because, I don't know, give money to both, right?
Yeah, why not?
They say don't double dip with people. I should have just the Patreon people here and
Oh,
then
I
just do the
see.
movie people. Otherwise, you're double dipping.
Well, then
People
you
are
just
like,
mention it once.
how much of
and
my
then
fucking money does this guy want? All right. Thanks for joining us. That was The Morning Show with EVH. We shall see you soon.
Next time.
Next time.